Gama lami uMakwela wakaghatla eLamontville
my name
Ward
is-
75.
My name is Makwela Khatla at Lamontville, Ward 75.
Okay. Kunezinto nje ezo3 engithanda ukuthi ngiziveze.
There are just about 3 issues that I would like to bring up.
Ukuthi uma ngabe kuqanywa imingcele nizibheke.
That when demarcations are being done, you should pay some attention to those.
Okay, okokuqala nje ukuthi kuye kube nomgwaqo owodwa
Firstly, it's that there would usually be just one road,
ophethwe amawadi awu2.
which is controlled by 2 wards.
Benginesifiso sokuthi imigwaqo enjengaleyo ayongamelwe iwadi eyodwa.
I have a wish that such roads should be under 1 ward.
Okwesibili ukuthi kukhona indawo
Secondly, is that there are places
okuthola ukuthi zibuswa amakhosi.
that are under traditional leadership.
Esikhathini esiningi amanye amakhosi aye athi awahlangani namakhansela.
In most instances, some traditional leadership would state that they do not work together or come together with councillors.
Manje into eyenzakalayo ukuthi abantu abahlala kulezo indawo abakwazi ukuthola izinsiza ngendlela efanele.
What then happens is that people who reside in such areas are not able to receive services the way they should.
So ngizocela uma ngabe kwenziwa kukanywa imingcele labo bantu nabo baconsidwe.
I would therefore request then that when demarcations are done, such people be also considered.
And then okwesithathu okugcina
Thirdly and lastly,
kukhona iward othola ukuthi ngokwelokishi
you'd find that there's a ward where you'd find that according to the township,
incane
it is quite small.
ikapakele kwelinye ilokishi.
It runs over into another township.
Abantu abahlala kuleli lokishi elineward encane abasakwazi ukuthola nabo usizo ngendlela efanele ngenxa yokuthi lengxenye eward eningi iward councillor inake yona.
The people who reside in the ward which is smaller and it also goes into another ward are not able to receive services because the councillor or the authority then might be paying too much attention to the bigger ward.
Ukube bengaya ngami engathi bengavele nje le ngxenye encane ivele ibuyele kwenye iward enkulu ibese ukuthi lelinye side eline ward enkulu liqhubeke lona libe iward but le encane ingxenye ibuyele kwenye iward eseduze nayo.
If it was according to me, that smaller ward would be added into another ward to create one big ward, and the other big ward remains as it was.
Iloko nje kuphela ngiyabonga kakhulu.
That would be all. Thank you very much.
Number 2.
Sanibonani
Greetings.
ngibingelele ubuholi obuphuma endlunkulu eParliament na bonke ubuholi obukhona la endlini.
Let me greet the leadership from Parliament and leadership which is also within this house.
Okay. Igama lami umkhanyiseli wakwaNgwanya.
My
uhlala
name
eWard 104.
My name is Mkhanyiseli Ngwanya from Ward 104.
In brackets ngicela ukubingelela Mr. Mpumza. Unfortunately ngangumfundi wakho Mr. Mpumza eColana.
Especially I would like to greet
Okay.
Mr. Mpumza. I was one of your students.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Siyadlula nje labo in brackets. I-concern yami kakhulu, siyabonga, ifikile education, njengoba watsho sihlalo, ifikile education whatever from a parliament.
Chair, the Education Department from Parliament did come,
Kodwa, ungathi khona ukuphikisana phakathi kwenu naye.
but it seems like there's a bit of contravention between yourselves and them.
Ngicela niyilungise leyo ngelinye ilanga because bona yeke lesikhathi senixolisile already, there's something abayishilo abathe bona maybe 15 years ye demarcation kodwa wena uthi 10 years. So
Please fix that because there's something that they said, you did apologize. In terms of the years, they said 15 years, you said 10 years.
secondly besibaphathise umphako bathi kodwa noma sokulate kodwa umphako fanele bawuphathile lo ubuthi icapacity yenu nithe nicela u200 or 250 mozobheka iTheku for ukuthi nga represent abantu abawu 250 incane kakhulu icapacity yenu bengicela ilina icapacity yenu nithi ukuyikhuphula cause iTheku likhulu kakhulu linama 111 if I'm not mistaken, so for umela abantu abawu 250.
Secondly, we had given them a message because they told us that your capacity, you take about 250. If you look at eThekwini, is quite a big place. It has about 110 wards. So it cannot be represented up by 150. If you could raise the number up, please.
Omunye wemphako bese uphathise wona I think ogqibela or ogcina.
Another message, last message that we had given them.
Besithi sicela clarity kule what to call in the appeals board.
We had requested clarity on the issue of the appeal board.
Ngoba besinale ethi ukufaka ama complaints vele with the same people abebe impose into is of no use, so at least if singathola an independent board ezoqondana nento efana lezi.
Because we were of the idea that complaining to the same people who had imposed the issue on you is of no use. We were hoping that there would be an independent appeals board.
The last clarity le same appeals board le ethi if we are not satisfied ngale appeals must file ama complaints wethu where to go.
Or another clarity seeking question would be, within the appeals board, if you have lodged an appeal, then where to go from there?
Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Thank you very much.
Ngibingelele igama nguPinky waGumede from Ward 11 Newlands West.
Greetings.
Ukudabuka kwami.
I have to talk. I am Pinky Gumede from Ward 11 from Newlands.
Ngidabuka eMbumbulu esigodini sasesobona khona enkosini uMakhanya.
I am from Bumbulu.
Phansi inkosi uMakhanya esobona khona.
Inkosi uMakhanye esobona khona.
Yebo. Okay, okwami okokuqala ngicela ukuthi uMasipala mawukama imngcele uwa include ama transport authorities isizathu salokho.
Firstly, I would like to request that when municipality demarcates boundaries, it must include the authorities, the transport authorities.
Okay, isizathu salokho ngizoke ngilinganise ngeNewlands ngiphinde ngibeke umzekelo ngeMbumbulu. Ukuthola ukuthi njoba sise Newlands West but iward yethu include iNewlands East. Uma usuke eWest ifa ugibele wehlike halfway umusu uphindwe yaqhuma ukuze uyofika eNewlands West, which is not easy for umuntu ohluphekile odinga usizo.
The issue here is the issue of the cross boundaries. It becomes a problem if one has to move within these boundaries, as the example that she has mentioned in naming the different places.
Okay, uma sibuyela eindaweni zasemakhaya kunezigodi. Egodini akusiyo yonke transport ekwazi ukuxosha umuntu endaweni ethize, kunemngcelo yabamatekisi okwenza umuntu ukuthi ngizolinganisa njoba ngithe ngokaMakhanya kunenkantolo yesizwe engase garage eKamakhanya, but uma ukhuluma ngomuntu osuke eMdumezulu fagibele ehlendleleni muse yaxhuma enkantolo yesizwe kuthi umuntu ophuma eMdumezulu naye fa agibele umuntu osuka kaMahleka fa agibele kabili ukuze afike enkantolweni yesizwe. So manikama imingcele ngicela nicabange konke lokho nabantu bamatekisi babe ingxenye ukuze nabantu kube lula ukuthi ba move around.
When making these demarcations, please make sure that you also include taxi people, so that now it will be easy for them to transport people. Because at the end of the day, people who are experiencing problems are the passengers who are being transported by these taxis.
Okwesibili engicelayo ukuthi makama imingcele yamawadi asiconsultwe within umphakathi ngoba ngizolinganisa ngale ngxenye ekuyividi yaseParkville eseWard 11. Ekhethweni la 2006 besibelonga e41 which is uMashu kaK. Okhethweni olulandelayo bese sibelonga e37 which is Newlands West. Njengamanje sibelonga eWard 11 but ukuyu uzwe sekuzovotwa kuthiwa usubelonga senina senimoviwe namuvele ewadini ethize without consulting umphakathi.
So the important thing that I request is that when you make ward demarcation, please involve the community. And we shouldn't experience the problem whereby when it is time for elections, we are told that we belong to another ward.
Number 2. Also number 3. Oh, okunye engizofuna ukuphakamisa khona uSpeaker number 1 uke wayikhuluma lento. Kunalemgaqo ekhona egcina isusa icommotion emphakathini. Le eyakhiwayo yago Durban. Uthola ukuthi ukuhlelwa kwayo ibibelonga under iward ethize. Ngokufika kwabantu bengxenye ethize uthola ukuthi ayisekho kule ward isiwelela ewadini elandelayo. Nalokho kuyakubamba udlame emphakathini thola ukuthi sigcina silwa sonke isodwa siwumphakathi. Siyacela ukuthi mhlambe le ade ni request ukuthi ni demarcation ihlala u10 years mhlambe yakusiza nalokho ukuthi yena uma kuhlelwa izinto kwazi ukuthi uma kuhlela kanje imkamo ime kanje ngingalibele kushifta ngapha nangapha. Ngiyabonga.
So the previous speaker was here indicated on the issue of the demarcation in terms of the roads. So we request that when these wards are demarcated, the roads must be taken into consideration because that also creates some form of confusion among the residents. Thank you.
Number 4.
Sanbon,
Greetings.
igama lami nguGrant wakaXoka umhlali wale ward and hostile namhlanje ward 36.
My name is Grant Toga, a resident in this ward that is hosting you today, Ward 36.
I'm just going to speak on the issues factors that must be taken before demarcation is actually executed emawadini.
Ngizokhuluma nje ngezinto ezimbalwa kufanele zibhekisiswe ngaphambi kokuba ke kuklanywe imingcele emawardini.
The reason why I'm saying this, it's because tina njoba hlala la, sigi ward predominantly white.
Isizathu senza ukuthi ngisho kanje ukuthi ke thina njengoba sihlala kule ndawo sihleli ke ewadini egcwele kakhulu abamhlophe.
And we have one section of the population which is a cluster of this ward which is not receiving adequate attention because of the demarcation eyenziwe.
Kunelinye ke iqoqo labantu abaphila kuyo le ward abangazitholi izinseza ngokwanele ngenxa ke yako lokhanywa kwemingcele.
If ngaphuma kancane nje niyazazi ikhukhula ezayenzeka KwaZulu-Natal.
If I would stray a bit, I'm sure you are aware of the floods that occurred here in KZN.
Le ward le ndawo engiyishoyo namanje akalitholi usizo abantu bahlala ezintabeni.
The ward that I'm speaking about, up until now, has not received any assistance. People are living in mountains.
Kuthiwa it's more industrial. and thus usiza lisheshe lifinyelele because isihlukaniso lomgaqo owodwa futhi ekuthiwa uNorth Coast Road osobizwa ngoChris Hani
They say-
ohlanganisa amawadi awu-2 which is Ward 36 and 34.
They say it's more industrial, which means we do not get services. We are actually divided by one road, which is called North Coast Road, which is now called Chris Hani. We are actually two wards, Ward 36 and Ward 34.
Into engicela ngizoyicela mina mangabe kuconsider i-demarcation especially when it comes to Ward 36 because I'm going to speak of my ward.
Engizokucela ke makuza ke ekuklanyweni kwemingcele ikakhulukazi ke la ku Ward 36 ngoba ngizokhuluma ngawo.
Ngicela kuconsider ukuthi yena njengoba sihlala sabantu
I request that it be considered that as we live here as a community,
singa excludewa uma kwenziwa lama processes because every time mangabe kuzovotwa uyuthola ukuthi demarcation iletha amawadi ebala kakhulu thina njalo sihlale silapha thus service ayikho ngendlela efanelekeleyo.
we should not be excluded when these demarcations are done because you could find that usually in times of elections, some other wards are brought about, which means that services are hard to come by.
And kuthiwa ngokwe issue yama demarcation we must be included in the economies and the activities in the ward.
Kuthiwa ke ngokwe demarcation kufanele futhi ke sivumele ukuthi sikwazi ukuyongena ke lapha ezintweni zomnotho nokuthi ke sithole izinsiza njenge ward.
But njoba ngisho nje siyidlanzana and economic hub yale ward isenkabeni yase Durban North which does disadvantage us thina abantu abamnyama ukuthi sifinyelele kuyona.
Njengoba sengishilo nje sibancane kanti ke indawo yamabhizinisi ilapha eDurban North okwenza ukuthi ke thina sigcine singasakwazi ukuthi sifinyelele kuyona,
Including ama sporting facilities. Mawufuna ukuyodlala i-demarcation yakhe kushaya ukuthi fanele kuyodlala kwenye ward because indawo eziningi la kule ward they are privately owned. Akusize zomphakathi.
kuhamba ke kufake ngisho ke nezinkundla zezemidlalo. Mawufuna ukuyodlala kufanele ke weqale kwelinye iward ngoba ke indawo eziningi lapha zinabanikazi bazo akuzona ezomphakathi.
Sengivala nje bengingacela nje ikomiti la kaCOGTA ngoba uCOGTA is a broader church.
In closing, I would request that the committee of COGTA, because COGTA is quite a broader church,
Uma nesikhathi siyacela nize kule ndawo esihlala kuyona eBrighton. Even though ngasi umsebenzi enuzele namhlanje nizobona ukuthi kuhlushekwa kanjani after idemocracy.
if you have time, please stop by the area we live in called Brighton, even if that's not what you are here to do right now, and see how people are suffering post-democracy.
Imvula ihlukumezile emjondolo lokhe yawa abantu abasebenzi because incane nje indawo enalabantu mhlambe is over 3,000 but kodwa izinto ayifiki insiza ngokuthi makayeka lemngcele sihlale njalo singaphandle kwi-process ngoba siyi-minority.
The rains have affected us very badly, and it's quite a small community, but because of such demarcations, we do not receive services because we are a minority.
Siyanimema bakwethu sizweleni siyabonga.
We invite you, please fill for us. Thank you.
Number 5.
Sanibonani,
Greetings,
igama ngusimo wakankomo,
I am Simon Komo.
yebo ngihlala eSmithfield ku Ward 34.
I'm from Smithfield in Ward 34.
Bengizocela iboard eliphambi kwethu namhlanje ukuthi mali sike imngcele sicela mhlambe liqaphele ukuthi abantu emhlabeni bayanda.
My request is to the members there that whenever they make demarcations, they must take into consideration the population that it increases.
Lokho okuchaza ukuthi mhlambe uma kukhona indawo ebekelwe ukuthi abantu bengahlala kuyona bakhe iyagcwala bese abanye bengabanayo indawo yokwakha noma yokuhlala
That
noma
mean-
yokubeka imjondolo ngoba izinga lempilo yethu alilingani.
That means that if people are given a space to occupy or to stay on, that place becomes full, and you find that people, end up not having a space to live due to the fact that our socio-economic status is not the same.
Bese ke kube ukuthi ke ngesikhathi usubekile ke kulo ndawo errong ngoba indawo ungenayo bese ubuholi obukhona bukuyeke nje wakhe uhlale mhlawumbe unyaka wonke ekugcineni uzobhidlizelwa.
One problem that we have or we experience is that we are sometimes wrongly placed. You find that a person would develop the area where he or she lives, but towards the end of the year, when the leadership comes, we find that they destroy one's structure.
Hayi uma kuzwakalile ngicela ukuthi ngcine khona la ngoba uthe umasipala la ngihleli khona uyabuya ubukhona izolo uthi umasipala uyabuya uzongibhidlizela indlu sengiqeda unyaka kodwa ngihlala kuyona ungekho nobuholi bakhona bungibuka nje ngakha.
If I am clear enough, I just want to emphasize the fact that yesterday the municipality was there. They just left me. They saw that I was developing the place where I stay, but they promised me that they will come back and destroy my structure.
Yebo ngoba sizamile nokuthola nje ukuthi mhlambe laba abakhona abasemthethweni ngoba hayi ukuthi sivele sangena ehlathini nganamuntu bakhona abantu abahleli ngokusemthethweni abanezinamba abanogesi uma sizama ukubajoyina abajoyineki ukuthi bangena kanjani asiqondi.
The problem that we have is that there are people who are legally occupying that place. But when we try to find out as to how did they get the power to occupy that place, we can't understand.
Ngiyabonga ngusimo kaNkomo emachunwini eMsinga.
Thank you very much. I am from Sing.
Number 6.
Hi.
Please work with me. It's slow in time.
Oh, I speak fast. Okay, so that's fine.
I know you'll have to say it.
Okay. Is it on? Good afternoon. Thank you, everybody. My name is Alison Skuman. I'm from Ward 66. So I think the speakers before me, what they have said in terms of the public participation process is very relevant to what I'm about to say.
Ngicabanga ukuthi ke lezi zikhulumo eziphambi kwami ezikushilo ke ngokubamba iqhaza komphakathi kuzawufana naloku engizokusho nami.
The word consultation must be defined in section 1.
Igama leli elithi consultation fanele lichazwe kahle lapha ku section 1.
This is a concept on its own, and because it has been left undefined, there is a disconnect between government and its citizens.
Lokhu ke nakho kuyinto ezimele kodwa ngokuthi akuchaziwe kahle sekudale ukuthi ke kungabi bikho ukubambisana kahle phakathi ke kukahulumeni kanye ke nabahlali baseMzansi Afrika.
That is evident from the complaints raised in the speakers before.
Lokhu kuyacaca kwizikhalo ezivezwe ke izikhulumi esezikhulumile phambilini.
While attempts have been made in this bill to define public participation,
Noma ke esekhona ikhona imizamo eyenziwe kulomthetho sivivinyo ukuthi ke kube khona nokuthatha ke indima kwemiphakathi.
I can see further confusion developing in the implementation of public participation because consultation has not been defined.
Ngiyabona ke ukuthi kuyoba khona ukudideka okuzoqhamuka ngoba ke ukungenelela noma ukuthatha ukudlala indima ethize komphakathi akuchaziwe kahle ukuthi ke kuzohamba kanjani.
Our consultation is based on participatory democracy. This is why we are here today.
Ukungenelela ke komphakathi noma ukuveza komphakathi uvo lawo kuyintando yeningi yingakho silapha namhlanje.
Yet the bill provides for public participation after the process is already well underway,
Kodwa
not
ke,
at the outset.
lo mthethosivivinyo uveza ukuthi ke abahlali okanye ke imiphakathi iyoveza uvo lwayo sekuvele kuukuthi ke umthethosivivinyo usuyaqhubeka.
Section 2914 specifically refers to proposal.
Section 29 ku-14 ukhuluma ke ngeziphakamiso.
Yet section 29.5 refers to report.
Section 21.5 ukhuluma or 29.5 ukhuluma ke ngombiko.
Section 36 does not specify proposal or report, but actually refers to when the authority has already made a decision.
Section 36 awuvezi ke ukuthi ngabe kukhulunywa ngeziphakamiso okanye imbiko kodwa ke ukhuluma ngokuthi ke iboard leli elizimele liyobe selenze isinqumo.
Clearly, there is confusion as to when the public participation needs to take place.
Ngokucacile ke kudideka ukuthi ke ukungenelela kumphakathi kufanele kwenziwe nini.
Potential solutions for proper compliance with the public participation concept.
Okungaze ke kube izixazululo ekungeneleleni noma ekuthatheni indima kumphakathi.
Number one, proposals must be prepared in writing together with a summary setting out the areas affected, the benefits, and the prejudicial consequences.
Iziphakamiso kufanele ke okokuqala iziphakamiso kufanele zenziwe ngokubhalwa ziphinde ke ziveze izindawo ezizothinteka ukuthi lezo indawo zingase zihlomule kanjani nanokuthi ke iziphi izinto ezingase zibe izinkinga ezingavelela lezo indawo.
In concise and possible simple language.
Kufanele lokhu kwenziwe ke ngolimi nje olulula kakhulu oluzwakalayo.
This must then be sent to the public for dissemination.
Lokhu kufanele bese kudluliselwa ke emphakathini ukuze kusabalaliswe.
And providing sufficient time for public to understand the document.
Bese kunikezwa ke isikhathi esanele ukuthi ke umphakathi uqonde umqulu lowo osukunikezwe wona.
Taking into consideration that the public may not necessarily have the expertise to understand the complexities.
Kuphinde ke kuthathwe ke kubekwe emqondweni ukuthi ke imiphakathi ngenzeka ukuthi ke ayinawo amakhono ukuthi iqonde kahle kahle ubunzulu obukuleyo mqulu ebhalwe phansi.
Proposals must be circulated at least twice before the public hearing is held for discussion and consultation.
Iziphakamiso lezi kufanele ke zidluliselwe emphakathini cishe ke kabili ngaphambi kokuba kuzobanjwa ke imihlangano efana nalena.
Circulation must include newspapers,
ukudluliselwa ke kwalolu lwazi emphakathini kufanele kufake ke izinto ezifana namaphephandaba,
social media platforms,
izinkundla zokuxhumana,
ward councillors,
amakhansela ama-ward,
the websites,
ama-websites,
and importantly, all civic bodies and ratepayers organizations.
ngokunjalo ke nezisebenzi zikahulumeni.
Not everybody subscribes to the political structure, so ward councillors is not sufficient.
I'm chairing the meeting. I appreciate your advice. Can you continue? But what you must do after reading, can you hand over?
Yeah.
Continue.
Municipalities must compile and keep updated database of community-based organizations such as the RPAs and the civics so that they can be kept informed.
Omasipala ke kufanele bakhande futhi bagcine ke ama-database ezinhlangano zemphakathi.
Only after the above steps are followed should the public meeting be held.
Emveni kokuba ke sekwenziwe lokho ekade ngikusho.
Your time is up. Can you hand over? I can see that you are alert. Number 7.
Sanibonani,
Greetings.
igama lami uSicelo wakwaMthimkhulu, Ihlu.
I am Stelo Mtimkulu.
I am also a member of the community in Ward 34.
Ngilunga ke lomphakathi eWard 34.
I'm also a convener of the war room in Ward 34.
Futhi ke ngiyiconvener yalo le ward
in War Room.
or in war room.
First and foremost, I want to put forward my appreciation for this opportunity for us as members of the community to engage the bill.
Okokuqala nje ngifuna ke ukubonga lethuba ngibonge nokuthi thina njengomphakathi sinikeziwe ithuba lokuthi ke sibe negalelo kulomthetho sivivinywa.
I have only 2 points to make,
Nginamaphuzu nje amabili engifuna ukwenza.
and maybe just one comment on the issue of time and communication.
Kanye ke nephuzu nje lodwa udabeni ke lwesikhathi kanye nezokuxhumana.
Let me first start by saying we acknowledge the apologies sent forward by the chairperson of the committee.
Angisho ke ukuthi siyakwamukela ukuxolisa kukaSihlalo ngendaba ke yesikhathi.
We had 2 hours, actually more than 2 hours, that we had to spend before your arrival.
Tina sichithe cishe amahora amabili silapha ngaphambi kokuba nina nifike.
We didn't have the document, but if we were given the document prior, we could have engaged constructively with the document, the bill.
Besinganawo ke lo mqulo noma le umthetho sivivinyo. Kodwa uma ngabe besinikezwe le bill ngaleso sikhathi mhlambe ngabe sikwazile nathi ukuthi sithi kuyibuka
Ngaphambi kwamanje, before your arrival.
ngaphambi kokuba nifike.
That was just one.
Okunye kwezinto enye yezinto engifuna ukuyisho leyo.
The comment I said I will make. Now, let me just get to the 2 points I mentioned that I will talk about.
Angiyeke ezintweni ezimbili engifuna ukukhuluma ngazo.
Okokuqala,
The first one,
this authority will be like many other Schedule 3 institutions.
le authority ke izofana nje nezinye izikhungo.
Esiyibonile in the past, ziba yisulu zenkohlakalo.
That we have seen in the past becoming part of corruption.
Siyacela kulomthetho sivivinyo,
We request that this bill
kube ne clause that proactively protects the institution from the rampant corruption that we see kuma institutions ohlobo lawo.
sicela ukuthi kube khona iclause kulomthetho sivinyo ezovikela ukuthi kungabi nenkohlakalo eyenzekayo kule authority.
Isibonelo nje,
For an example,
sibonile lapha ku ikhasa nakomhlathuze water board ukuthi kwenzakaleni.
we have seen at ICASA and Mhlatuze board as to what happened.
So singafisa ke ukuthi kunale nakule institution izinto ezinjengalezi esibone lapha nazingenzeki.
We wish that such experiences that we saw there shouldn't take place on this authority.
Ikakhulukazi ngoba phela lena ise ndaweni la kuhlala khona abantu abavotayo every 5 years.
Especially because this one, you know, is closer to the electorates who vote every 5 years.
Now that takes me to the second point and my last point.
Logo ke sekuyangithatha kungisa ephuzwini lami lesibili okuyiphuzu lokugcina.
In the draft bill, it says if the demarcation will take place after 10 years.
Laphayana ke kulomthetho sivinyo kuthiwa i-Demarcation Board noma ukuklanywa kwemingcele kuzokwenzeka ngemuva kweminyaka emihlanu.
Bengiphakamisa ke ukuthi kungashiwo ukuthi 10 years.
I was proposing that it shouldn't state 10 years.
Because ukubeka u10 years will take us back to the problem we had yokuthi kuba khona izikhalazo noma ukutoyiza kwabantu okuzama ukuyikhona izama ukubalekela njengamanje oba sesiza ku-IMDA le esikuyona.
Because this period will take us back to a situation whereby people will start to protest, and that is what we are trying to avoid.
Ake nginabeke.
Let me just explain a little bit.
uma kune IDP enama goals efuna ukwa achieve within 5 years.
If there's an IDP that has got goals that it wants to achieve in 5 years,
Somebody must attend to the child.
sicela ukuthi ke umntwana athuliswe.
Okay, can proceed. Let's not drown the speaker, he is about to finish.
Sicela ke ukuthi nihloniphe isikhulumi sesizoqeda.
So ke uma iIDP isithena izokwenza lokho 5 years bese kuthi ngokhetho olulandelayo kungena abanye uzobe usuphelile u10 years obunqunywe iboard ukuthi isingenza khona idemarcation okusho ukuthi lama changes noma lama goals eIDP enziwe on the last 5 years azobe sephazamiseka ngamanye amazwi kusengaklanywa umngcene kabusha bese belimala labantu iIDP yabo ebekade ithe bazothola izinto bekule ward sebesiwa kwenye iward. So instead isicela kube ukuthi
If the IDP is disturbed in a period of 5 years, that will mean that the aims and objectives of the IDP will not be achieved. Therefore, we request that when this period is put, it must take into consideration the issue and the aims of the IDP.
so then my suggestion is that the term which is 10 years there instead be replaced with a clause that will speak directly to the IDPs, to the timelines associated with the IDPs, because that will cover service delivery, which is something that we want to make sure that continue happening unhindered.
Bengicela ke ukuthi kufakwe iclause ezothi le minyaka eyishumi ayihambisane neIDP ukuze phela inhloso nenjongo yale IDP izofezeka nokuthi ke abantu bathole insiza ezifanele
Ngaphandle kophazamiseko.
without any disturbance.
Thank you.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you. Number 8.
Angibingelele kakhulu kuyiphathimandla kakhulu azosihlalo.
Let me greet the members, especially the chairperson.
Igama ngingubuhlebezwe kwaGumede.
My name is Buhlebezwe Kumete.
Ngihlala eWard 98 ngi-ward committee member.
I live in Ward 98. I am also a ward committee member.
Ngithanda nje ukuthi ngithi isixoliso senu asamukeleki.
I would like to state that your apology is not acceptable.
Nisuka la nisuka khona nalomthetho osowuthathe ibhili eseyithathe for 4 years ihlanganiswa.
You come from wherever you come from with this bill that has taken 4 years in the making.
Lama board ehlangene azazoyithula kunina ngomhla ka15 kuJune 2022.
The separate boards came to table this bill to you on the 15th of June 2022.
Nisithatha kanjani nina?
How do you take us?
Nifika nale document le bill namhlanje kuseni kuthina.
You come here today, this morning, with this document.
And nifisa sengathi singa-engage singene sigxile kulento.
You also wish that we can engage and discuss this document,
Enama page awu-35.
which has 35 pages.
Isinthathe nina iminyaka ewu4 yaphinde yathatha 13 months isikunina.
It has taken you 4 years and also 13 months in your hands.
Tina sithunywa abantu.
We were sent by the people.
Masimamele siyacela asikwazi simve kakuhle.
Can
So
we
let's not
please-
drown him.
Siyacela angacindezeleki isikhulumi sicela ukumuzwa.
Tina sithunywa abantu and sinenkolelo yokuthi le bill bekufanele siye nayo ebantwini.
We are sent by the communities or by the people, and we also harbor the belief that we should have taken this bill back to the people.
Bangene kuyona babuze imibuzo sibuye size lana ke sesizokhuluma ngayo ngaloko esesikuthunywa abantu.
They should have the opportunity to interrogate it, ask questions, and then after that we can come here to discuss it with you.
Sengikushilo lokho
Having said that,
ngicela ukubheka lama factors enwabekile lana.
may we please just look at the few factors that are written here.
Ngicela ukubheka kakhulu le ekhuluma ngokukanywa kwemngcele ukubheka
Let me just look specifically on the one that speaks about the demarcation.
ngibuka nje kakhulukazi izindawo ama rural areas
I'm looking specifically at rural areas.
la ikhansela khona lihola izindawo ezihlukaniseke zamakhosi amathathu kwiwadi eyodwa.
Where you could find one councillor is leading three separate pieces of land that are under three different traditional leadership houses.
Le demarcation
This demarcation
iyalimaza ngoba uthola ukuthi ingxenye yenkosi enye iwela kwelinye ikhansela.
is hurtful because you find that part of a certain land that belongs to a traditional leadership falls under a different councillor.
Indawo yenkosi kunezindlu ezakhiwayo.
In the traditional leadership land, there are houses that are built.
Ikhansela elithile line project ezindlu kuleyo ndawo kodwa kwenye futhi endaweni yenkosi ngoba ifola kwenye ilento ziwadi ayisazitholi lezindlu.
You'd find that a councillor has a project of houses that are being built in a traditional leadership land, and the other part of it, because it falls under a different councillor, such thing or such a project might not even be happening.
Bese ngithinta nje lena sengizohlala phansi kwasho abafundisi.
Let me just touch on this just before I sit down, as the pastors would say.
Ngisho ama voting stations
Even the voting stations,
ayaphazamisa ngoba uthola ukuthi umuntu wakwenye ward uvotela kwenye voting station yenye ward.
are disturbing because you'd find that one person has to go to vote on a different voting station on another ward,
Ngokunjalo nokusebenza
as well as working.
usebenza kwenye ward umhiqiza ukhiqiza kwenye ward ngisho imola spende kwenye ward abuye ekhaya ephethe yonke engaphethe ngisho imali.
They work in different, the person could work in another ward, they produce whatever they produce, even they spend on that different ward. By the time they get to their actual ward and at home, they have nothing.
Ake nenze nasi isichibiyelo.
Please, let's make this amendment.
Lana nibekela kulama factors ukuthi ni consider kakhulu employment.
You put there that in the factors you also consider mostly employment.
Shintshani lokho.
Please change that.
Akusi employment unemployment.
It's not employment,
Abantu abasebenzi.
it's actually unemployment. People are unemployed.
Abantu babulawa indlala baningi kunabantu abasebenzayo. So consider labantu abangasebenzi uma ukhuluma nge demarcation ubheke abantu abangasebenzi.
People who are actually starving are quite a lot more than those that are actually working. So change this when you are looking at demarcation.
Lastly but not least,
Okokugcina,
the Demarcations Appeal Board
the Demarcations Appeal Board
ibukeka sengathi chapter 9 institution.
looks like a Chapter 9 institution.
Ubona sekukhona nokuthi la sengenelela ngisho amajaji khona la.
You see that even judges are even intervening right here.
Sengivala ke sicela ukuthi kule Demarcations Appeal Board
In closing, we request that in the Demarcations Appeals Board,
uma kwenziwa uma kuzokuaphilwa makunganziwa imithetho makwenziwe ama recommendations ibuyiselwe back kubantu.
when there is an appeal, it should not be laws, there must be recommendations, and it should be taken back to the people.
Nithi ke nina lana labantu laba abazoba kuleli board mababe neutral bangabi na political interest.
You say the people who will be on this board should be neutral and should not harbor any
Ayikho ke leyo nto
political
la eSouth
interest.
Africa.
There is no such in South Africa.
Amajaji aqhemile.
The judges themselves are biased. Thank you.
Number 9.
Sesiyaku number 9 manje.
Sanibonani.
Greetings.
Usikhakhane kwazi kwakhe lo khulumayo.
I am Skakane kwazi kwakhe.
Bengicelela kuyiphathimandla ezisivakashele nakubo bonke abakhona ngaphakathi endlini.
I'm just requesting from the panel and everyone in this hall.
Sinenkinga bakwethu njengabahlali abazi ihlala abahlala ezakweni imjondolo.
We have a problem as a resident of Mjondolo.
Imsebenzi esisebenzayo
The work that we are doing
iyabheda iqondile ngendlela yokuthi asikwazi ukubalansisa impilo kuze kufike kuthenini sithi lapha sihleli khona sizama indlela zokuthi siqhwishele siphazamise irent ukuze sihlalele mahhala endlini zethu ezakhele zona ukuze sikwazi ukusenda imali ekhaya ukuthi bethenge impuphu.
The work we are doing does not, give us enough money, so we are struggling. We even find it difficult to build proper structures and we can't even send money at home.
Sesizamileke ukuzakha izindlu kanzima ezibhedayo nazo ufika umasipala usibhidlizele zona ngaphandle ukuthi usinotice.
We've tried to build houses for ourselves, but unfortunately the municipality would come and destroy those houses.
Noma ungasinothisaka umasipala kodwa asinazo ezinye indawo besicela ukuthi mawukuthi ikhondle esingasizakala ngayo kulezi zindlu esihlala kuzona. Umasipala ongcono usilekelele kuzona kube ukuthi uyasibheka ukuthi indawo esikuzona zisafe noma zisafe usiyekele usilekelele kuzona zibe right uma ukuthi ziyabheda uzizamele engcono awuthi usibhidlizele lezo ngoba nathi asizenzi ngoba siphathele umthetho kodwa ingenxa yokuxakeka.
Our request is that the municipality does not notify us when it comes to demolish our structures. We therefore request that the municipality should also take into consideration that these houses that we've built for ourselves, they must, instead of demolishing them, they must assist us in building. Even if probably we have built these houses in wrong places, let them allocate places for us in proper places where we can build without any disturbance.
Siyacela ke kuba bonke abakhona bangakwazi ukusisiza ngoba kuyimanje kusivakashela umasipala woshiya umlayezo nje athi uzoyibhidliza izindlu seyiqaqele thina manje 5 days ngeke uzophele uzofika isibhidlizele wona ukuthi mawukuthi ukhona ongakwazi ukusisiza usiphebezele lo moyo njengaloyo bese kwenza ukuthi sisizakale kube right.
Our plea is that if you can, may you please go and talk to the municipality, because the municipality has warned us that they will come within 5 years to demolish our houses.
No, 5 days.
Within?
5 days.
Within 5 days. Okay. They are requesting that if there's anyone who can help them in stopping the municipality to come and demolish their houses within 5 days, they will appreciate if they can be assisted on that one.
Ngicela ukuxolisa khona iphutha sengilenzile ngaqala ngagcina ukuqalwa ngakho. Ngihlala eWard 34.
Oh, I would also like to apologize because from the start I did not indicate that I am from Ward 34.
Siyabonga kakhulu.
Thank you very much.
Sesiyacela ke ukuthi sithobe umsindo.
Could we please lower the noise levels?
Sanibonani, ndibulisa kubaholi abakhoyo nakusihlalo wabo.
Greetings to the leadership present as well as their chairperson.
Ndibulisa nakumphakathi wonke okhona endlini.
I would also greet the entire community in this house.
Lo khulumayo ngumamoriti uNontsasa
Speaking is Mamoriti Nontsasa
osuka ku Quarry Road.
from Quarry Road.
Okokuqala nje ngifuna ukwazi ba yini i-demarcation.
Firstly, I would like to know what exactly is demarcation.
La sibe nenkinga ye-demarcation
We had a problem with demarcation,
eyenziwe ngomhla ngo-2021
which took place in the year 2021,
ngaphandle ngaphandle kokudlula emphakathini.
without public consultation or having the community have their views.
Yenziwa ngomzuzu wokugqibela.
And it was done in the last minute.
Umphakathi ngenxa yahlukanisa umphakathi
This divided the community
ngenxa yokungaqondi enye into efuna sonke ezinye izinto.
because of a misunderstanding.
Ezinye izinto akulula ukuziqonda uma zizoqhamuka sekuthiwa kune-demarcation.
Some things are not easy to understand if they just pop up and you'll be told that there would be demarcation.
Kuzoqhamuka umuntu ongasuki kulamahhovisi kamasipala.
There would come a person who probably does not come from the municipal offices,
And kuqhamuka ngesikhathi sekuzovotwa.
and they always appear towards the elections.
Gcine thina sizitshela ukuthi kusho ukuthi ipolitiki eyenza lento.
We end up thinking that it's the politics that creates this.
Ifike ke ngoku ihlukanise umphakathi awusazi noba uhlukanisa umphakathi noba kuhlukaniswa umngcele awusazi.
It comes and then it divides the community. You end up not knowing whether they are dividing the
Emveni
community
kwayo yonke
or
ke
they are
lento,
doing a demarcation.
emveni kwayo yonke ke lento eyenzekayo anizuthola lutho mase kwenziwe le demarcation. Azikho insiza ezizakuni.
After all that is done, you will not get anything after this demarcation. There will be no services that will be brought to you.
Laba bantu abenza lento yale demarcation mabasondele kubantu.
The people who are in charge of this demarcation must come closer to the people,
Ngoba thina esibabahlali bezakhiweni
because we as the residents of rather informal settlements,
sigcina sesibona ukuthi kusho ukuthi izinga lethu liphansi.
We-
Baka lokho laba baholi abezi kuthina basixelela into eyiyona.
we end up thinking that our level is too low. That's why the leadership does not come to us and tell us what's happening.
And baphinde bathumele lama political azosixelela ngendlela engeyona ngoba befuna ukuzuza.
They also send political figures to tell us things that are wrong just because they want to have benefits for themselves.
Bagcine abantu behlukumezeka yile demarcation.
People end up being oppressed through this demarcation.
Ukhona ke ikomiti bekungathi bekufanele baliqale lazosha. Phambi koba nifike nina.
It seems like there was supposed to be a committee that should have come before you arrived.
Emqondweni wami ngiyazibuza ukuthi ingaba ihlobo luni lo muntu mhlawumbe lo muntu ufikile thina asamazi ukuthi ihlobo luni la muntu ngoba indawo yethu nje abantu abahle njengalaba bezi.
In my mind, I'm not sure what that person looks like, because where we stay, people like yourselves do not come there because of this demarcation.
Siye sahlupheka kakhulu ngesikhathi seyimvula.
We have suffered quite a lot during the rainy
Bantu
seasons.
bakamasipala
We did not see anybody from the municipality.
alukho usizo silitholile.
We did not receive any assistance.
Ngenxa ye-demarcation ngoba thina yonke into eseyisenzeka manje sitshela ukuthi i-demarcation.
Because this is all because of this demarcation, because everything that is happening now to us, it's because of this demarcation.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu ngicela ukwehla.
Thank you very much. That would be it.
Masibonge ke ngale round.
Thank you for this round.
Leli likomiti lase parliament.
This is a parliamentary committee.
Likhona ikomiti lokukama imingcele.
There is a demarcation committee.
Njengamanje njengoba belithumele kuni latsho ukuthi nifisa ukuthi nikanyele kweyiphi ward okanye kophi umasipala.
As they have been sent to you and they asked you which side do you want to be demarcated to or the municipality.
Lisawuqhubeka ke lo msebenzi.
They are still continuing with such work.
Kuyona lenyanga no August no September.
In this month, August as well as September,
Ibhodi lemingcele lizobuya.
the Demarcation Board will come back
Lizomamela kuni okugcina.
to hear from you for the last time.
Ukuthi ezaziphakamiso zenu nithi mazime njani na.
As to, in terms of your opinions, how should they be carried out?
Ngikhalela ukuthi ngicebisa ukuthi zingaphelili induku zenu la kithi.
I would like to sort of like inform you that
Nizigcine zilungele zibe ready ukuza kweboard.
do not only
This
fight
month,
with us, also
the
prepare
next
to,
month and September.
prepare to fight with the board when they come here.
Bazawusancakasana kule ndawo apho bedwebe khona okanye niphakamise ukuthi kudwetshwe khona imida.
They will come and you'll discuss the areas where they have
So iprogram
demarcated.
yabo iphela ngoSeptember.
Their program ends in
Bamba
September.
bawuthatha izinqumo ukuthi le ward iwela ngaphi le ward yaphi.
They are the ones to decide where does one ward go.
Siyacela ukuthi singena kwenye round ngoku and umsindo ube phansi kwenzela ukuthi bonke abantu bakwazi uba banike uluvo lwabo.
We are getting into the second round now. We request that the noise levels below so
izandla
that
ke manje.
people can give their opinions. Can we
Number
have
one,
some
Mama.
hands?
Iza ngaphambili mama. Number 2. Number 3 mama. Number 4 Puti. Wekepos. Number 5 baba lapha emuva. Number 6 lo semva kwakho. Number 7 Puti. Number 8 nasi isandla lapha. Wesisi. So ungena Puti. Number 9 was number 10. Number 11, number 12. Sabuya ke singene enye round. Masithoba umsindo ke manje. Galela mama.
Greetings.
Siyacela.
May you please reduce the noise levels, please?
Mayihlale phansi bamba umthetho. Siyacela.
Igama lami nguNtombizini Ngcobo from Ward 84.
I am Tombizini Ngobo from Ward 84.
Ngunobhala ke we ward committee.
I am the secretary of the ward committee.
Mina ngifuna ukwazi ngale Demarcation Authority ukuthi ngo 2025 siya kuma elections amakhansela. So izoqala nini ngoba kuthe ukuthi uphenya lapha ngiboni lutho kusho ukuthi ke njengoba izopropose manje izoqala nini siya kuma election ka 2025 izobe si implementiwe yini siqhubeke nje nalama demarcation esikona so ayicacisi ukuthi ke iqala implementation yakhona iqala nini ngoba siya kuma election.
What I would like to know is when is this Demarcation Authority going to start working? Because sooner in 2025 we will be going to elections. Now, are we continuing with these old demarcations or we will consider the new ones? When are they going to be functional, officially?
Okay. Ngoba njengamanje nje kulama demarcation esikona uthola ukuthi ke kunama siphuma eMlazi kunama ward kunama section awu3 yabo mhlasimbe uD uQ uU usewardini eyodwa
uthola ukuthi ke kunama project ngala and isiqeshana esincanyana nje nesithathwe kadi sibelonga kule ward engala laba bangale aba understand ukuthi why thina singa involve lana yabona nje ama demarcation asihlukanisile kakhulu siwumphakathi.
Currently, there's a confusion in terms of demarcations. You know, I am from Umlazi, there's what D, E, Q. People don't understand as to which ward do they belong. There's a lot of confusion.
So uma siqhubeka ngale demarcation esikuyona kusho ukuthi sizomova ngayo ukuthi kuba u10 years ngoba u5 years lo soqeda. Is it going to continue kuze kuba u10 years or sazokudemarcate thina again bese iqala ngalena ka2025 ileyo nje bengicela ukuyazi ngiyabonga.
Mina into ebengicela ukuyazi ukuthi siyaqhubeka ngalama demarcation amadala noma sizoqala ke kabusha ngalama demarcation amasha. Yiloko nje engicela ukwazi. Ngiyabonga.
Number 3.
Kusibusiso lo wakwamfusi eWard 40.
This is Sbusiso Mfusi from Ward 40.
Ngeke ngisanibingelela kade nibingelela.
I will no longer greet you. You've been greeted for quite some time now.
Kuthathu ke engizokusho nje
There are just 3 things that I will speak to.
ngokuthi okokuqala njengoba nilapho niyikomiti leli likhona siyazi ukuthi thina okwethu ukuthi sifake inyama la kufanele sifake khona inyama la sifake khona imibuzo siyifake nina niyobe seniyithatha ngokwehlaziya kwenu niyifake la kule minyango esuke ifanele.
Firstly, is that as you are here as the committee, for us it's to give our views, ask questions where we can, and you will then take it and put it or give it to the relevant departments.
Besicela ke thina siwumphakathi ukuthi nisilekelele la kuyenzeka la uthola ukuthi ngiba nenkinga.
We therefore request you as the community to assist us. You may find that I can have a problem.
Ngibanjwa inkunzi la
I get robbed,
uthola ukuthi ngiba sengozini yemoto la
or I get involved in a vehicle accident.
bese uthola ukuthi ipolice station ngithi ngiyakuyona ngoba mina ngihlala kaMashu ngithi ngiyaka E kanti angazi ukuthi mina ngibelong ipolice station yaka E fanele ngiyenyulenze.
You find that when I try to go to a police station because I live at KwaMashu, I go to the police station at E section and they tell me I don't belong there, I should go to Newlands.
Ngoba sikho isikole esifakiwe kubantu bakithi ukuthi lento yema demarcation ihamba kanjani futhi anibuyela umuntu mayesethi into demarcation ukuthi wena usangeni lapha.
Because
mase ngifikile mina kuyindawo engithi ngizosizakala kuyona njengase police station fanele ngisizakale bese bengitshela ke egcineni ukuthi mawususizakele ngelinye ilanga uzoya lapha.
Because there is no education that is given to our people as to what this demarcation means to them. If I get to a police station, they should first assist me and then inform me that in the future, if you need such assistance, you should go to this place.
Izithinta ama clinic le nto ngoba mawufika eDrobheni ngilimalele eDrobheni mina kodwa kuthiwa ngihambe ngiye kwi clinic yaka Mashu.
That goes as far as clinics, because if you are in town, you get injured in town and then you go to a clinic, they tell you to go to a clinic at KwaMashu.
Iyo ke le ama demarcation esuke sishaya lapha.
These are the problems that are brought about by these demarcations.
Uma sesiyovota
But when
siyakuyovota kwi station bengisazi siseduzane.
When we're going to vote, I go to vote at a voting station that I knew to be closer to me.
Kodwa mase kufika usuku lokuvota sezenziwe lezi zinto zokuregister nani nani umuntu omdala wazi ukuthi mina ngakhula ngivota lapha.
But when the actual date of voting comes and after the registrations and everything has been done, an elderly person would be of the idea that they grew up and they were voting in that same voting station.
Mayesefikile sezovota lapha iseyamtshela lo sisuthi ayawuvota wena ufanele ukuba la umtshela ngalo losuku lo usekufanele uvote endaweni ethile lo muntu omdala akasezukuqhubeka nokuvota uzohlala phansi.
When the elderly person gets to the voting station, they are told that they are not supposed to vote here, they are supposed to be voting somewhere else. They will no longer continue with voting, they will just go back home.
akavote umuntu bese tshelwa ukuthi ngokuzayo usuvotele endaweni ethile.
A person must be allowed to vote and then be informed that in the future you shall vote at a certain place.
Njoba bengeke ngasho ngimfishane kodwa ngiyacela ukuthi konke suke sikusho nikudlulekise ngokweminyango efanelekile
As-
ngoba naleli komiti nithi lihamba phambili asikakaliboni thina la kuze kube manje.
As I had said, I'll be short, but all that we have said, please take it and give it to the relevant departments, because even the committee that you speak of, that is about demarcation, we have not yet seen them.
Ngeke ngisabonga ngoba futhi silambile asidlile kuze kube manje.
I will no longer thank you because we are hungry, we have not eaten.
Sanbonani,
Greetings to everyone.
igama nguzama ukuhlewa kaMtambo
I am Zamuguhle Mtambo
from Ward 110,
from Ward 10, 110.
unobhala wabantu abasha.
I am a secretary for the youth.
I-request yami bekuyi ukuthi
My request is about
i-Demarcation Board mengabe ithathe inqumo zokuqala imingcele
when the Demarcation Board takes decisions in terms of demarcating boundaries,
ithathe into consideration that khona eminye imisebenzi which are ward based.
kumele ikhumbule ukuthi ke kukhona imisebenzi lapha emawadini.
I'll make an example.
Ngizokwenza isibonelo.
There's abantu abasha abasebenza as community health workers of Ward 110.
Kunentsha ke esebenza laphayana Ward 10, 110
as community health workers.
njengabasebenzi bezempilo.
Bashawa i-demarcation bekade bese 110 and were moved to Ward 39, which is KwaMashu.
They were affected by this demarcation. They were moved from Ward 110 to another ward in KwaMashu.
Isibashayile njalo i-demarcation basasele ngokomsebenzi under i-Ward 110.
After being affected by this demarcation, they are still there in terms of work in Ward 110.
Okwenza ukuthi kube nzima ukusebenza kwabo because thina e-Ward 110 ama-patients ethu siwareferela eMahatma Gandhi.
Which makes it difficult for them to work because our patients in Ward 110, we usually refer them to Mahatma Gandhi Hospital.
Now masebefola e-Ward 39 sekumele babarefele KwaMashu, whereas basasebenzela eMahatma Gandhi. So kwenza lokhu umsebenzi wabo ukuthi ungenzeki ube nzima.
Now this issue of different wards makes their work to be difficult because patients of Ward 109, they are referred to Mahatma Gandhi, but now these health workers are based now in another ward. Then it becomes for them to do their work.
Bekuyisicelo if possible.
That's-
Ikorovoka VD
That's just a request.
which now falls under Ward 39 ibuyele e-Ward 110. Ngiyabonga.
The VD ward, which belongs to Ward 139, must go back to Ward 110. Thank you.
All right. Oh, ngiyabingelela ubuholini bonke beParliament.
Greetings to the leadership from Parliament.
Igama lami nguVincent uSakhile waKwaMpanza.
My name is Vincent Sakile Mpanza.
Ngibonga ukuthola leli thuba lokuthi ngikwazi ukuvelela kancane ngaphambili.
I'm grateful for the opportunity to be in this platform.
Noma ngekuningi ke ngizokusho.
Even though I do not have a lot to say,
Kodwa nje ungicothi leli thuba engilitholayo ngokuthola ukuthi hayi umnyango lo noma iCommittee liqhamuka eParliament.
I'm thankful for the opportunity because this is a committee that comes from Parliament.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu impela nje ukuthi ke nami ngithi ake ngiveze nanku uvo lami kulo kukanya kwemngcele.
Thank you very much. I would like to air my views on this demarcation of borders.
Angixolisa kancane ngiqhamuka Ward 34.
Sorry, I come from Ward 34.
Engizokuveza ilokhu khona noma abafowethu abanye sebekushilo kuyizinto ezisithintayo khona kampela kakhulu ngokuthi uma kuqanywa imingcele.
I would like to state the following, even though some speakers have actually said it, in the fact that when demarcations are done, we usually come across quite a lot of problems.
Uma kwenzeka izinto ezisuke zenzeka njengespecial nemisebenzi nakho nanakho ukuvota.
When it comes to things like jobs as well as voting.
Mina nje ngokwami uhlangothi ngabe ngithi mina ngaqanywa emngcele endaweni esikuzona.
According to me, there would be no demarcations on the places that we live in.
Ngoba ihambe besihlukumeza abantu esikanye nabo kubhlungu ngabona ugogo omdala ethi ahambe ethi uyovota afike ngayitholi indawo.
Because it ends up abusing the people that we live with. It's very painful to see an elderly lady going to vote and then they are not allowed to vote.
Ngisacela nje ukubonga ke ndime njengale bese ngithi ke ngisacela ukusikela ijikayo kulokho enginakho.
Thank you. I would like to say thank you on this part, and I just have to say something else on what I have.
Engime ngifisa ukuthi ngwedlulise ngoba ngizwile ukuthi umnyango ngiqhamuka eParliament sengiphathisa umphako.
What I would like to state, because I heard you come from Parliament, I would like to give you a message.
La ngihlala khona kuseJoanna Road eSikhawuleki.
Where I live is called Joanna Road at Seacow Lake.
Kunendawo kuthiwa unomfula kuthiwa umhlangane river.
There's a river that is called Umhlangane River.
Indawo engakhele eduzane kwako impela ngiyethuka yabona njengoba ngilana nje ukuthi angikuveze konke okuyihlazo engibone okuphambi kwethu.
The area that I live in is quite scary. As I'm standing here, I wish I could reveal all the embarrassing things that are happening in the place that I live in.
Kunomgwaqo kuthiwa uJoanna Road sihleli kabuhlungu.
In the place called Joanna Road, we are living very dangerously.
Ngendlela kungukuthi ngisho nawo bomkhandlu bayazi ukuthi ulwandle luke lwaze lwavalwa ngenxa yehlazo esibhekene nalo emnyangweni wethu.
Because even those from the local municipality know that there was a point in time when the beaches were closed because of such incidents.
Lokhu nguveza isizathu esisodwa ngoba ngiyakubona ukuthi hayi nathi kuyasithinta ukuchitheka kwendle endaweni yethu esihleli kuyona akusahambi kasikwazi ukudla kahle manje sesidla wona impela ukungcola.
I would like to state this, that this is also affecting us. The issue with sort of like sewage in the area that we live in, we are now not able to live in such a place. We end up feeling like we are actually eating the sewage. Lastly, I would like to give you this last message before I sit down. As people who live in informal settlements, we would request that we be moved from the land we live in because it kills people. Thank you.
Naku kwenzeka kancane baba kunomsindo lapha emuva siyacela ke ngoba kule round elandelayo ndinika nonke lapha emuva nibanike bonke labaphambili masithobe kumsindo ukwenzela bangesethu isikhathi masikhuluma siviwe siyacela ngena baba
Ngiyabingelela iParliament kwesikomiti leParliament.
Greetings to Parliamentary Committee.
Uzakhelewa Buthelezi ohlala eBoxoti eKenville
I am Zakele Butelezi from
34.
Ward 34.
Yes. iParliament leli mina ngibuka mtheli late ufika kuthina.
According to my opinion, for Parliament to be here, it is very late.
Ngoba ziningi izinto ezifuna leli kuleli Parliament lapha ewadini lethu ezingenzeki.
There are a number of grievances in our ward which need this committee to be in our ward. Those things are not happening at all.
Ukama kwemngcele lokhu abantu bazothi kusiza ngani ukamngcele na?
One would ask oneself as to the issue of boundary demarcation. How does it help one?
Abantu abaningi abahlala e34 bahlala eMdondolo.
Most of the people who are in Ward 34, they are staying in informal settlements.
Uhulumeni ekhathe ngiyakulelizwe wenza kahle kakhulu wakhe izindlu.
When the government took over, it did a great job by building houses for the people.
Ward 34 azikho izindlu.
In Ward 34, there are no houses.
Mhlawumbe kufika kwenu la sizoyithola izindlu.
Maybe your coming here will bring houses to us.
Ngapha ngimncane kule ward.
I arrived in that ward whilst I was still a young man.
Sengigugile manje.
Now I am very old.
Ngihlala eMdondolo.
I still stay in an informal settlement.
Mhlawumbe ke lokukama kwemngcele
Maybe this demarcation of boundaries
kuzokwenza uba ngiyithole izindlu.
will make it possible for me to get a house.
Sinemndeni eMdondolo eyanda ngendlela esimangaliso.
We've got families there who have built beautiful houses.
Ekuqala kwakuyimdondolo yokuhlala abantu benza umsebenzi.
In the beginning, those shacks were meant for people who just to go and work in their near the places where they work.
Manje sokuyimizi yethu.
Now that place has turned to be our own houses.
Asinazo izindlu eMdondolo.
We don't have proper structures. We only have shacks.
Ingane zethu ziyazalana
Our children are multiplying
eMdondolo.
in these shacks.
Unyaka uzasebhotini unyaka ozayo.
Next year we are going for elections.
Sizokanjani ebhotini abantu behlala eMdondolo kanje ngalolu hlobo?
How are we going to vote when people are staying in these informal settlements?
Siyacela iParliament leli esikoleni ikumzela iParliament.
We request the parliament to intervene.
Lisize ukuthi ke lihambe komasipala.
The parliament must assist us and go to municipalities
Basebenze.
and request these municipalities to do their job.
Ideliver kubantu ize.
Service delivery must be brought to people.
Ngoba asiyazi le 34 edeliver ntina.
We don't know any service delivery in Ward 34.
Kunemizi yabantu lokuyahamba ngekho kuyaleziya.
Up to today, there are houses there which were affected by the floods.
Namanje lonto ayikalungi namanje.
Up to today, those houses have not been reconstructed.
Engicabanga ukuthi nibakufike nina njengalapha ngiyikomiti yeParliament. Nizohamba nalomphako nuse eParliament. Kulantu bahlala eMdondolo ephaphana nathi ngalolu hlobo abanganawanga nje right.
I hope you will take our message as parliamentarians and go and state there that there are people who are like us, who are suffering like us, who do not have houses.
Ukugaliswa kunabafowethu ngimbono umuntu wesifazana lapho wesifazana ngimboni lapha.
What worries me the most is that I don't see any female amongst you.
Ngiyabonga bakhona kwenu. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you very much.
Number 5.
Greeting everyone.
Sibingelele wonke umuntu endlini.
My name is Noluthando Mchunu from Ward 87.
Igama lami nguNoluthando Mchunu ovela ku Ward 87.
Okay. Okokuqala ngithanda ukubonga ikomiti yaseParliament ngokuthi ifike lapha
Firstly, I would like to thank the Parliamentary Committee for visiting us
ukuzosazisa ukuthi kwenzakalani noma kuzokwenzakalani ngedemarcation ezokuba khona.
to inform us as to what's going to happen about the demarcation that might take place.
Sebechazela ukuthi bona abezokusitshela konke imibuzo eminingi sinayo sizobuza laba abazobe benabo ngoAugust or September.
As it has been explained that they cannot explain a lot, if we have more questions, we should ask the Demarcation Board, which will be here either in August or September.
Okay, thank you. Khona kunjalo ke ngithanda ukuthi ngibuze kahle la noma ngicacise la ukuthi bona kade bazi as beshield from 2022 be discussa lolu daba bathi beze kuthina manje ngo 2023.
I would like to get some clarity on the fact that the Parliamentary Committee knew as they were discussing this issue since 2022 and they approached us with it in 2023.
Sebephethe lo mqulu mhlambe onama page engengize ngikwazi ukwafunda manje wonke ukuze ngikwazi ukubuza yonke into engithanda ukuyibuza kodwa ngoba sebechazile ukuthi ngoAugust or September sizoba sinabo abantu esobabuza kahle mhlambe ngizobe sengufunde kahle.
Then they come with this bill which has a number of pages which I'm not able to read in its entirety now because it's been explained that and the board is coming either in August or September. Maybe I would have read it and I would have proper questions for them.
Cela ukuthi abakunote phansi or mase behleli bebonke bediscussa.
What I would request that they note down or when they are having a discussion.
Demarcation yaslimaza thina njoba ngisho ukuthi ngiqhamuke ward 87.
Demarcation actually really hurts us as I stated that I come from Ward 37.
Uthola ukuthi ward 87 sinama section ahlukaniseke kathathu.
You'd find that in Ward 87 we have sections that are divided into 3
in one ward.
in one ward.
So ngalokho ke uthola ukuthi thina sila kaphi ngala komgaqo sokwe izakhiwo.
You'd find that we are on P section. Just across the road, it would be an informal settlement.
Kuke kwanama flights noma nephephe ezike zakhona wathola ukuthi izakhiwo zethu engale komgaqo wethu ziya affecteka.
There were some floods and we found that our informal settlements across the roads were affected.
Mangabe zo affecteka izakhiwo zethu fanele sihambe sobhekelela ukuthi kwenzakalani khona then bese siyabhala phansi abantu abalimalelwe nalapha bese siyahambisa ireport kubaphathi bethu as ama councillor.
When our informal settlements are destroyed, we have to go inspect the area, write a report and then send it to the councillors.
Then ba note down yonke leyo monakalo wenzakalile lapho.
They then note down all the damage that occurred in the place.
Bese yafika ke demarcation la ngithi silimaza khona sesibabhalile labantu mhlawumbe badinga imixhaso mhlawumbe badinga ukulingiselwa lokho nalokho bese ifika demarcation bese ifike bona ibathathe ibasuse from ward 87 mhlawumbe sibayisa 85 ngiyalinganisa.
Then the demarcation would come. As we had noted, whether these people need to be built houses, they need to be provided with some services, and then demarcation comes and it takes them from Ward 87 and puts them
85
to Ward 85.
So labo bantu ke lezi zinto lezi zama infrastructure bese bezilindele from ward 87 bayalimazeka abanye ngoba sithola ukuthi asisabathola ukuthi sizobatholaphi noma bagcina sebeyobhalisela ezinye futhi kule ya ward sebefike kuyona.
The infrastructure such people had been waiting for from Ward 87 will now miss them because we end up not knowing where to find them, and wherever they are moved to, they would then have to restart and re-register for the same things.
That
is what usually gives us quite a problem. Then I come to the next point. You would find that there are projects that come up from the ward.
Iyasithatha leyo nto siyiward uthola ukuthi ene bayakhala ngoba bangaphesha komgaqo babona ngathi kwenzeka kakhulu ngala.
Ayasezwa ke manje. Masithoba umsini. Qhuba dadwethu.
Qhuba qhuba.
Uthola ukuthi ene sengiza kuleyo ukuthi sekunama projects ewadini.
You would find that I'm actually coming to the issue of projects in a ward.
Njengoba ngishilo ukuthi mhlambe sihlukaniswe umgaqo,
As I stated, that maybe we are divided by a road.
bagcina sebebona ngazi ukuthi laba bangale komgaqo bona bayithola izinto, babone ngala komgaqo zenzeka izinto.
The ones on the other side of the road feel like they are not receiving anything or services, and when they look across the road, they see the others are getting or receiving services.
Ngizama ukuchaza ukuthi demarcation sometimes silimaza kanjani.
I'm just trying to explain that sometimes this is how demarcation destroys or hurts us.
Bengizocela nje iparliamentary committee mangabe izohlala phansi ixoxe mhlawumbe nalabo abazobe bekama lemngcele.
I would request that if the parliamentary committee would have discussions with those who would be doing these border demarcations,
Ama section anjengalawo esengiwachazile mhlawumbe angahlukaniswa nale yancosana encane yoyinika kwenye iward avana icombine kube iward ene section eyodwa iqhubeka ibuse kuleyo section.
sections like the ones that I have spoken about should not be divided, rather they be combined and be made one ward.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Thank you very much.
Number 6.
Angibingelele abahlonishwa abaphezulu.
Greetings to the honorable members.
Ngibingelele ubaba uMqwati.
Greetings to Babum
Mqwati.
Mqwati.
Mhlambe engifuna ukwendlulisa lapha malunga amakhulu.
What I would like to convey, honorable members,
Baba Mqwati uze lapha uyiparlamente.
Sondela la ku mic mfowethu.
Baba Mqwati uze lapha uyiparlamente uhamba wedwa.
Honorable member Mqwati, you came here as parliament alone.
Umuntu ofuna uze naye mawuze emphakathini uCOGTA.
The person that you must bring along here is COGTA.
Because ekugcineni kuyo yonke into ozoyenza lapha lapha kuminister uCOGTA oyena odetermine ukuthi yini efuneka yenzeke.
Because at the end, it is the minister of COGTA who must determine as to what must happen.
As umhlonisho eshilo ethi ekupheleni kwaSeptember kuzofika abanye futhi.
As the honorable member has indicated that at the end of September, others will come.
Iquestion ithi kanti nafeni ngamaqembu anifiki ngani nonke lapha.
The question is, why do you come here in groups? Why don't you come together as one?
Ngizothi ke Mqwati othongathi iheading yokuqala ibizwe othongathi.
Honorable Mqwati, I'm saying the first hearing was called at Tongati.
The second one was in Westville.
ASB Libese Westville.
Though womabili lama hearing weMqwati i-transport yayingekho yabantu.
In those two hearings, there was no transport for the people.
Even today's hearing anikwazanga ukhipha transport aninayo imali eMqwati.
Ingisho namhlanje imali ayizange itholakale, i-transport ayikhishwanga. Ngicela ukwazi ukuthi aninayo imali na?
Ngiyilunga lase 34.
I am a member of Ward 34.
Ngeke ngisakusho okushiwo abantu base 34.
I'm not going to repeat what was said by people who are from Ward 34.
Ngoba ezabaholi kuyasidla.
Because this thing is affecting us as leadership.
Ngiyocela kodwa Mqwati ukuthi uma ngabe sisenikwenzeni kwenzayo, uma bese kukhona umsindo, nize nina nizokhuza ningabiza amaphoyisa ngoba amaphoyisa afike esezofutha abantu ngama spray ebaphathele ibhamu. Umsindo kodwa ubusiswe yinina.
Honorable Mqwati, I request that should people start to riot, please do not call the police. You must come by yourself to quell whatever noise that would have started. Because when the police come, they just shoot at the people.
Digela, thank you.
Nyabo.
Number 7.
Sanibonani.
Greetings.
Angibingelele etafuleni ngaphambili.
Let me greetings the parliamentary committee.
Igama lami ngingusithembiso ngwakamoyo.
My name is Stembiso Moyo.
Ngiqhamuka endaweni ekuthiwa iSothongathi.
I come from a place called Otongat.
Ngiyakuqonda futhi ngiyakuqondisisa ukuthi njengoba sila sizele ukuthi sizokhuluma ngomthetho nokuchibiyela komthetho.
I understand clearly that as we are here to discuss the bill or its amendment.
Okukhuluma ngokuthi kufunakala ukuthi ube khona ekutheni ukwazi ukuthi usilekelele kwizinto esizokwazi ukuthi masiphila noma ekuhlaleni kwethu sikwazi ukuphila kahle.
Which should assist us in terms of making our livelihoods better.
But nginenkinga babomqathi nami ngicela ukuza ngize kwena.
But I have a problem, honorable member Mqathi, I will direct it to you.
Uma ngibheka la endlini umbuzo enginawo bapha belungu.
When I look at this house, the question that comes to my mind is, where are the white people?
Okudala ukuthi ngibuze lo mbuzo.
What makes me ask such a question?
Ukuthi okusho ukuthi in these 29 years of democracy sikuyona.
Ngoba ke lokhu kusho ukuthi ke kule minyaka engu29 yentando yeningi esikuyona.
Abantu bakithi basahleli ecindisaleleni yona manje.
It means our people are still living under oppression.
Okwesibili uma ngikhuluma noma sikhuluma ngalento esithi sizele. Ngiyafisa ukuvumelana no speaker ophumile la. Uma sithi siyakhuluma noma siyabhekisa kulezinto sizele la. Ngiyafisa ukuvumelana no speaker osuka la eMpopeni.
When we look at the issue that we are here for, I would really like to agree with the speaker that was just here now.
Baba Mqathi nize nodwa.
Honorable member Mqathi, you came alone.
Because kuma comment esinawo esesiwabekile njengamanje.
Because in the comments that we have brought forward up to now,
awakhulumi ngqo ngenhloso yomhlangano enuzela akhuluma ngedemarcation.
They do not speak directly to the issues of the meeting that you brought us here for. They speak about demarcation.
Okusho ukuthi uma sibhekisisa kahle kwizinto ezihlupha abantu bakithi.
Which means if we really look at the things that are a problem to our people,
ilento yokukhaywa kwemngcele.
The demarcation of borders is amongst them.
Okwesibili engifisa ukuthi ngingene khona.
Second, the second point that I want to get into,
ikakhulukazi njengoba ngiqhamuka oThongathi.
especially that I come from Otongati.
Abantu bakithi siswele izindawo.
Our people have no land.
But uma ubheka kuma land sites akhona amaningi.
But if you look at the land sites that are there, most of them
asanganyelwe abelungu abamhlophe.
Are still under the control of the white people.
Kodwa abantu bakithi basahleli emjondolo.
But our people are still living in informal settlements.
Uma senza lama bill noma lemthetho esizifanele siyenze.
If we make these bills or the laws that we are trying to make,
kunganjani sifake nayo le ezokwazi ukuthi isebenze noma iattack leyanto ecindezela abantu bakithi abamnyama.
Is it possible that we include or we also look at what the factors that are ensuring that our people are being or are kept under oppression?
Kunosisi oke wakhuluma la ngeissue yamatekisi.
There was a lady who spoke here on the issue of taxes.
Transportation of abantu from point A to point B.
Ukususwa kwabantu kusuka ke esigabeni sokuqala kuyisa kwesesibili.
Ngebhadi nangenhlanhla la ngiqhamuka khona siphila ngaphansi kwenhlangano ekuthiwa siqala okuhle.
Unfortunately or luckily from where I come from, we live under an organization called Siqalo Kuhle.
Ilanguage yokukhanywa noma yemthetho ebekwayo iyaphambana nabo.
The language of the demarcations is in contravention with them.
nokusebenza kwabo.
and their workings.
Okokugcina mhlawumbe umuntu ebefisa ukukuveza.
The last thing one might like to highlight,
Baba umqadi bapi abaholi bendabuko njengoba sila.
Honorable Mkati, where is the traditional leadership as we are currently here?
Uma ngibuza abaholi bendabuko ngibuza ngoba
When I ask about the traditional leadership, I'm asking because
uhulumeni wethu nenhlangano yakhe abusayo ngo2007
our government and the ruling party in 2007
resolve ukuthi mawubuyisele umhlaba kubantu.
resolved that the land must be given back to the people.
And labo bantu njengamanje njengoba sihleli njengoba sila
And those people, as we are currently here now,
bayayithatha emhlaba ngodli njengoba kwakushiwo.
are taking land forcefully, as it was said.
And abantu abasiholayo ku-government okwamakhansela
And the people who are leading us in government, being councillors,
bakuthola kunzima ukubusa bebusa kanye namakhosi engabe nina edepartmentini
find it difficult to sort of be in charge with the traditional leadership at the same time, whereas you and your department
iyabahlanganisa oceba kanye nabaholi bendabuko ukuze bakwazi ukusebenza into eyodwa ngoba singabantu.
Should bring-
asoleki ngendlela efanele.
should bring together the councillors as well as traditional leadership, because we are all people.
Siyocela ke bamqadi sengihlala phansi ukuthi
I would request Honorable Mkati, before I sit down,
mhlambe ngedate elandelayo njengoba usuku washo ukuthi khona idate elandelayo.
maybe that on the next date, as you have highlighted that there is possible dates that are coming,
Le yama demarcation nawe ube khona nethimba lakho.
on the issue of demarcations, you and your committee should also be present.
Ngoba kukuningi okukwena but ku demarcation board le ekuyiyona esirayele emgcele.
Because-
edala ukuthi sizigcine sibe namatoyitoyi egcina ngosuku.
Because there is not a lot that is within you, it rests with the demarcation board, which usually ends up causing protests.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you.
Number 8.
Sanibona ngiyanibingelela.
Greetings.
Igama lami ngingubongane ngwakamsane.
I am Bongane Msana.
Msane.
Msane.
Right, ngisuka ewadi 72
From Ward 72
eLuganda extension.
at Uganda Extension.
Luganda extension.
Luganda Extension.
Yebo. So la engifisa mina ukuthi ngikudlulise.
What I would like to highlight,
Ngifisa ukudlulisa indaba ye-demarcation ukuthi isilimaza kanjani.
I just want to highlight as to how much effect demarcation has on us.
Ngoba ngo-2015 eLuganda extension kwafika i-demarcation entsha yaqala ukusebenza ngo-2016.
Because in Luganda, in 2015, the demarcation came and it started to be effective in 2016.
So sasibelonga ewadi 13.
We used to belong to Ward 13.
Sasuswa ke kwathiwa sise Ward 72.
We were then removed and informed that now we belong to Ward 72.
Emva kwalapho sagcina ukuthola iservice from 2015.
From there
Sagcina-
onwards, that was our last time to get services in 2015.
From 2016 until now, asikaze sibone meeting, asikaze sibone councillor, asikaze sibone lutho.
From 2016 up to today, we've never had any meeting, we've never seen any councillor, we have never seen anything.
Ma kufike councillor lafika ngokuzocomplaina ngoba sasifuna ukuthi sikhulume nalo.
When the councillor came, he or she came because we wanted to have a discussion with him.
And then naleyo meeting ayizange ibe nesiphetho esihle.
And that meeting did not bear good fruits or the conclusion thereof was not good.
Kwafika ikhukhula lezi zasibhicongo lesenzeka la KZN.
We also experienced floods that took place here in KZN.
Indawo yethu iseyintsha yalimala kakhulu umgwaqo osusebenzayo waphela kwakhandeka imgodi enzima kabi.
The place where we stay was very much affected by those floods. Even the roads that we are using got damaged very badly
Ngoba we gravel.
because it is gravel road.
So sazama ukuxhumana nabo asitholanga usizo masiya 72 bakhuluma ngo13 masiya 13 bakhuluma ngo72.
We tried to interact with them, you know, trying to communicate with them. When we get to them, they refer us to 72. When we go to 72, they refer us to Ward 13.
So sigcina singazazi ke ukuthi kade kahle kahle sibelonga kuphi.
We end up not knowing exactly as to which ward we belong to.
Xolo kancane mfowethu. Hayi khona. Masingalinyashi ilungelo lika baba umsana. Naye uyafuna ukuviwa, nani ufuna kanimo.
Let us respect Mr. Msane.
Siyacela.
You are requested to reduce the noise levels, please.
So logo kuyangikhathaza kakhulu mina njengosomabhizinisi omncane osafufuza. Ophelele umsebenzi ngathi ngiqala ukwenza ibhizinisi.
That affects me a lot, you know, as a young business person who has lost employment.
So umgwaqo mangabe ungekho asikwazi ukusebenza. Sagcina ngesikhathi seflat sacela amasosha. Ngaya mina personally ngacela amasosha ukuthi asisize.
If there is no road, we can't do anything. We tried. We asked assistance from the soldiers, but it was difficult. I'm the one who went to them personally to request them to assist us.
So sagcina siye enkosini nenkosi yasinikeza inkwali uhulumeni ehluleka kusisiza kwamakhansela lawo abekiwe ukuthi kube wona siza.
We even went to an extent of consulting Inkosi to ask for an assistance. Even councillors themselves couldn't assist us.
So sagcina sizwe inkosi namasosha
We were
ukuthi
helped
sigqibe
by-
imgodi lekade ikhona.
We were helped by Inkosi and the soldiers to close those holes that were prevailing there.
So kulapho ke sengizibuza mona khona ukuthi lapho ngisibiza mina khona ukuthi kungani amakhansela mangabe kuthiwa amakhansela ayaphela bese ke indawo ziphathwa amakhosi ngoba amakhosi wona kwamakhosi abantu. Amakhansela asebenza ngokuyikhandla kwesikhathi leso 5 years suka sibavotela ngoba uyazi ukuthi after 5 years angisekho kati inkosi yazi kahle ukuthi yimina ngizohleli ngikhona abantu bami kufanele ngibaphathe kahle.
That is why I'm asking myself about the issue of councillors. You know, councillors know very well that after 5 years, their term of office comes to an end. But Inkosi is permanent. That is why Inkosi is able to help its subjects, and he has to treat them with dignity.
So lapho ke ngeke uze inkosi ithi sebenzisa demarcation njalo after 5 years noma after 10 years. So nina nisebenzisa demarcation ngoba niyazi vele ukuthi nisebenza manje abazongena emva kwethu bazoyibonela bona.
That is why Inkosi doesn't use the demarcation, because Inkosi knows very well that his term of office will never come to an end. But you are using this demarcation because you know very well that your time will come to an end. And there are new people who will come after you.
Yeah, so lozo ngena naye uzofika neyakhe na demarcation.
And
Njalo demarcation
the
iba.
new person will also come with his own demarcation. So every time we are going to experience these new boundaries.
So kuyasilimaza kakhulu lokho.
That is affecting us very badly.
Kumanje ngiyazibuza kumanje ukuthi ngazi indawo yaseluganda izogcina isizwe ubani.
Currently, I'm asking myself as to who is going to assist Luganda
Extension.
extension.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you very much.
Number 9.
Sanibonani.
Greetings.
Igama lami ngosipho ngamsomi ngiqhamuke wa 29.
My name is Sipumsomi. I come from Ward 29.
Akukuningi ke engizokusho ezikhulume ngaphambili seyikhulumile.
There's not a lot that I'm going to say as the speakers before me have said it.
One ake sibonge ukuthi iParliament lifikile ebantwini.
Let us first appreciate that Parliament has actually come to the people.
Kuthina ke nje into incane ukuthi mangabe kukhulunywa ngokudemarcate imngcele.
For us, it's quite a small thing in that if we are talking about demarcating borders,
I guess apply consciousness mangabe sibheka umphakathi ukuthi ume kanjani.
let us apply some consciousness when we look at the social construct of the community.
Ikakhulukazi nje mawuzoqala nje ukuthi mhlambe i-township eyodwa le.
Especially if you were to look at a single township,
Uthola ukuthi demarcate phakathi nendawo umphakathi wangala usuyithola usubelonga kwiwadi engaphesheya kwa freeway okubukhulu ukuthi uyothola ama services.
you find that it is demarcated in the middle. This is one ward, and the other part of it is now put into a ward that is across the freeway, and they find it difficult to receive any services.
We therefore ask indlu yeyisemthetho la ukuthi mayingabe iphasisa imithetho noma yenza imithetho nje ikibuke mhlambe izinto ezifana no freeway imigwaqo emkhulu ukuthi ngabe abantu bazokwazi ukwathola ama services if sebewela u freeway well kungekho ama bridge okwela u freeway.
We therefore ask Parliament to sort of look at the communities, especially places where there are freeways or huge roads that are cutting through such places, as to whether the people would be able to receive services if they are put across the freeway, whereas they have no bridges to cross such freeways.
Lapho ke ngiqhamuka khona mina eWard 29
Where I come from in Ward 29,
kune VD like it's a Chesterville.
There is a-
Chesterville VD.
there is a VD in Chesterville, Chesterville VD,
Whereby ongaphosa khona itshe ukufika ekhanseleni lase 24.
whereby if you look at it, the councillor of Ward 24 would be just a stone throw away.
So then kodwa ukufika ekhanseleni la engikhona eWard 29
But-
kungakuthatha ama kilometer angaphezulu kwawo 4.
But to reach the councillor of the actual ward that I live in could take you something up to like 4 kilometers.
Then umbuzo omkhulu ukuthi if kukamwa imngcele yipi criteria esetshenziswayo
Then the
esimeni
big-
esifana leso.
The biggest question would be, what is the criteria that is used when demarcation is being done?
Then mhlambe omunye umbuzo umuntu ongathanda ukuthi nje umcacele ilona othi
Maybe another question one would like some clarity on would be,
ngalesa sikhathi kusaqala sasazi ukuthi mhlambe ibranch noma iward yakhiwe abantu abaho 13,000.
at the beginning we were under the impression that a ward was constructed of people who may be around 13,000.
But njengamanje kubukeka ipopulation yethu emawadini ikhulile kakhulu.
But currently it looks like our population in the wards has actually expanded greatly.
Now you ask yourself ukuthi mangabe ngoba kuzodemarcatewa nje makuthathwa enye VD ifakwa ngoba kwenze njani.
Then you'd ask yourself, as demarcation is coming up, when they add another VD, why exactly are they doing that?
Enye yezinto mhlambe singabuka into yokuthi umphakathi
Another thing that we might look at, it would be if we could look at the community,
ikakhulukazi lawo abayibiza ngama ratepayers
especially those ones who refer to themselves as ratepayers.
if sebe mixed nathi mhlambe esithi sihlala ezindlini lezi ezi informal noma zama RDP
if they are mixed with us who say we live either in informal settlements or RDP houses,
ngabe bazo encourageka yini ukukhokha ukuqhubeka bekhokhe intela ama rates and so forth.
will they then be encouraged to continue paying their rates and so forth?
If all of us maybe more than 70%.
Uma ngabe ke sonke thina cishe mhlawumbe singathi ngaphezulu kuka 70%,
Sitholela nje ugesi mhlambe mahala noma amanzi mahala, then bese kuba khona iportion encane esewadini ethi ay thina singama ratepayers.
you'd find that we are getting free electricity and then free water, and then there'd be a small portion within that same ward which would have to continue to say they are ratepayers.
Now I question again ukuthi ngabe mangabe niqhubeka nokwenza ama act.
Now the question would be again, if you continue or if you proceed to enact laws,
Ayabheka yini ukuthi uhulumeni uzosustain kangakanani ngokuthi abantu abakhokha intela versus abantu othola ukuthi thina sihlwembu.
do they look as to will the government be able to sustain with those people who are paying rates versus poor or impoverished people?
So ngaleyo ndlela ke ngicela ukuthi mhlambe before mase ngihlala phansi ngithi siyocela nje ukuthi in future
Before I take a seat, I would like to state that we would request that in future,
if kuza ithangambe enjengalezi
if such meetings like these are being convened,
kungenzi invitation kuphela.
it should not only it should not only be an invitation that comes through,
But ayiphelezelwe idocument efana nale so that mangabe sifika la sifike sesazi ukuthi sizothini.
it should be accompanied by a document such as this one, so that by the time we get here, we would have proper knowledge of what we are here to say.
Because kucacile ukuthi into ekhona sinekhalo eziningi then ukuparticipate fully to act
Because
ukuyenza.
it is clear that we actually have more complaints than participating in this bill that we are here for today.
In such a way ukuthi kuzogcina nihambile ningayizwanga kahle izimvo zethu ekuthenini lokho kubhalwe la phansi sik-influencer kangakanani ukuthi makubuya kubuye sekungcono noma sekukhuluma nonembeza babantu nonembeza benu futhi.
To such an extent that it will end up influencing the fact that you might not have an idea as to what we as the people feel, and it would also influence the outcomes of the bill.
I thank you.
Siyabonga.
Number 10.
Ngiyabingelela laba eParliament.
Greetings to Parliament.
Ya ukugcizelela mina ngisumela ugcizelela kakhulu ephuzwini lika Grandxoka.
I stand up to support what Greenwood said.
Okay, uSindi Mkhize
I am Cindy Mkize
wa 36 emgodini.
from Ward 36 Mgodini.
Ukanya kwemngcele kuhle kubi.
The demarcation of boundaries is good and bad.
Ngoba ukanya kwemngcele yekanywe kodwa kungabhekwa ukuthi labantu esibaqoqela ndawonye bawuhlobo oluzohambisana noma ongenani. Thina
Because when the boundaries are demarcated, there are certain factors that are not taken into consideration.
thina sike khaleni la Durban North.
We are from Durban North.
Ngaleyo ndlela abahlali bakwi human settlement bawuqeqebana nje olungelikhulu.
The people from Durban North are not that much. They are just few.
Okwenza ukuthi idingo nqangi kuthina abantu abamnyama zingafiki ngendlela.
Which makes that we as black people not to receive all the services.
Njengamanje uma ngizocacisa nje kahle kahle ayikho into ebaluleke njenganani nogesi emphakathini.
If I were to explain properly, there is nothing that is a need as electricity in the community.
Umanje abafowethu ngikhuluma njengamanje kunabafowethu abangena gesi osekuphele amaviki bengenawo abade bezitshontshela wona bezidonsela wafika umasipala wabaphuca.
As I'm talking to you now, currently, some of our brothers had electricity which they did not get in a legal way, but the municipality intervened and disconnected them.
Hayi ngoba kuyinhloso yabo ukutshontsha ugesi ngenxa ukuthi ikhansela noma abaphathi bethu bengena ndaba nathi bahlali basemjondolo.
It does not necessarily mean that they were not prepared to buy electricity, but it is because the councillor did not provide them with electricity, or the councillor did not care about their needs.
Thina asikeduza kakhulu nabantu abakhokha ama-rates, ama-taxpayers.
We don't stay far away from the ratepayers.
Okunaloko bayacomplaina ngokuthi siyangcolisa endaweni as such.
The ratepayers complain that we dirtify their areas.
So ngicela ukuthi bakwenziwa ukukanywa kwemingcele babheke ukuthi labantu ababaqoqela kulabantu bona bayasizakala ngani.
I therefore request that when boundaries are demarcated, certain factors should be taken into consideration as to whenever they group people together, what is it that those people are going to benefit when they are grouped in that particular ward?
Njengamanje ngoba sithatha njengokuthi abahlali baseBrightton abakwi-human settlement babantu abanganakwe umuntu nhlobo kodwa bayadingeka ukuthi bahambe bayovota ngelanga lokuvota.
If you look at the residents of Brydon, currently they don't get any services, but come election time, their votes are needed.
Kuyimanje asinama clinics, asinasteshi zokuvota, even ama-VDs zethu aphezulu eDurban North okufanele sihambe ngenyawo sigcine sesimanjwa na igebengu.
Currently, we don't have any amenities. Even our VD is far away at Durban North, and we end up being mugged.
Ngiyabonga angifuna ukuba mude kakhulu sicela ukuthi masebekama babheke ukuthi umphakathi wona usizakala kanjani ukuthi bafake kulabo abantu abadla izambane likapondo bona bebe bengathathi intweni. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you very much, but my request is that when people are put in a certain ward, they must also benefit in a certain way next to those people who are rich. Thank you very much.
Number 11.
Ngiyabingelela.
Greetings.
Igama ngingu-Ian Ngubane. Ngingu-Ian Ngubane.
My name is Ian Ngubane.
Ngisuka eWard 9 la eThekwini.
I come from Ward 9 at eThekwini.
Ngibuye ngisebenze ke nama-ward ase West.
I also work with the wards from West.
Cha njengoba sengimise isikhathi eside la ngemuva ngilalele.
As I have taken some time sitting at the back and listening,
ngiyezwa la endlebeni ukuthi sikhuluma ngayo yonke into esihluphayo namhlanje.
I can hear that we are speaking about everything that is troublesome to us today.
Mangabe senza kanjalo sikwenza lokho singabe sagxila entweni ekuthiwe kuzokhulunywa ngayo ekuyibill.
When we do that and we end up not focusing on the subject matter of the day being the actual bill.
Ngiyabuka ukuthi njengoba izinkulumo zethu zonke mhlambe u90% is about our general problems.
I am just looking at the fact that our comments say about 90% of them is about izinkinga zethu.
Mhlambe ngingacela ukuthi sivule indlela yokuthi ngoba sithole sesifika la
I would request that maybe we make a certain way because we only found out when we got here.
ilapho sithola khona ama document asitshela ukuthi kufanele kube sizokhuluma ngani.
That was only when we received the documents that are informing us as to what exactly we were supposed to be coming here to discuss.
Ngizocela ke abahleli balomcimbi
I would therefore request that the organizers of this event
basishiyele indlela
give us or leave us with a particular method or way
ukuthi sikwazi ukuyifundisisa kahle lezi zinto ezibhalwe la
so that we could be able to interrogate everything that's written in this document.
bese in addition to ukuzama kwethu commenta la publicly sibe nayo into esithi siya submita written comments.
Then we would have, in addition to our comments here, we would have a way to submit our written comments.
Nisishiyele i-email ecacile, email address.
You must give us a clear email address,
Mhlambe ne fax number
maybe even a fax number,
kanye ne WhatsApp phone number
and also a WhatsApp phone number,
so that ekade sikukhuluma sikuhlanganisile emakhaya sizokuqondanisa nezinto enizidingayo ukuthi nakhe benifisa ukuzwa bese sikuthula kahle kunina
So that-
ukuze usuku lwanamhlanje kube usuku elithi sonke sizuzile senze into ebesizoyenza nani nibuyele emuva nane proof yezinto esizisubmitile.
so that we can collate our own information at home and we make sure that it is directed to what is in the bill so that we are all going to benefit, we benefit, and you also get what you came here for.
Besingacela ke
We would then request
uma senza lokho ukuthi nenze isiqiniseko sokuthi mangabe ngithumela i-email
that you ensure that if I am sending an email,
ibe khona i-response acknowledgement ukuthi lento ifikile ukuze sazi ukuthi ingenile mase kufika uDemarcation Board ngesikhathi awufika ngaso noma sekuphuma imphumela yebill sizophaswa sibukisisa ukuthi thina sasiwenzile ama comment ethu akhonsidwa noma wakhonsidwanga.
there should be an acknowledgement of receipt so that when the Demarcation Board comes, we would also know that we did our comments, we put them forward, and we would also know if they were actually considered or not.
Siyabonga kakhulu.
Thank you very much.
Number 12.
Sanmonani Kamalami Ngu Amimi Ngwagamlaba.
Greetings, my name is Abibi Mlaba.
Engqhamuka lapha eWard 1 esigodini sakwaXimba.
I am from Ward 1, esigodini sakwaXimba.
Ngizokhuluma nje ngizoxuba lapha nalapha kuzoya nokuthi kade ngibhale kanjani ngesikhathi ngibhala.
I am going to mix, it will depend as to how I have written.
So the significance of MP's action should not merely be just for show, but rather to genuinely listen to people's suggestions as it is crucial for the country's stability.
Manje ke ngiyacabanga ukuthi konke uhulumeni akwenzayo akumelanga nje kube yinto ayingayicabangisisi kahle kodwa kufanele kube yinto ezothi uma yenza acabangele ngisho umphakathi.
There must be proper structures on how your demarcation will help provide clear mandate on how the people will benefit on the following.
Kumele ke konke kucace kahle ukuze abantu bazokwazi ukuthi ke bazozuza kanjani uma kuklanywa imingcele nakulezinto ezilandelayo.
Proper mail system.
Indlela efanele ke yokuposa.
How to bridge the digital divide in our country.
nokuthi ke lokuhlukana kwethu singabantu logebe lingavalwa kanjani
The bridge on the digital divide.
lokuhlukana
Kwezokuxhumana.
kwezokuxhumana kungavalwa kanjani
Izibhedlela,
hospitals
supply of ambulances,
nokutholakala kwama ambulance
sports facilities,
inkundla zokudlala
and how to create job spaces for those people who have been demarcated for certain places.
nokuthi ke amathuba emsebenzi angadaleka kanjani phela kule ndawo eziklanyelwe lokho.
So since you are from COGTA, you must follow up on the cooperation between chiefs and government officials like councillors and stuff.
Njengoba ke nivela laphayana ku COGTA kumele phela nenze ukuthi niyenza ukuthi ubukhosi bendabuko buxhumana njani ke nezikhulu zikahulumeni.
Mhlambe kufanele sibheke enye indlela yokubhekana nalezi zathu ezenza uhulumeni abone kunesidingo sokuqama.
Maybe we should look at other ways which make government to come up with this issue of boundary demarcation or demarcation of boundaries.
Mina ngiqhamuka endaweni yasemakhaya lapho khona kuhola ikhansela nenkosi.
I am from the rural areas where the leadership is both inkosi and the councillor.
Uyayikuthola ukuthi uhulumeni akaqinisekisi ukubheka ukuthi inkosi nobukhansela kusebenzisana kanjani ukuze indawo isebenze.
Sometimes you find that our government does not make sure that both inkosi and the councillors work in a cooperative way.
Siphile emhlabeni la khona uhulumeni enenhlaka enjengo Eskom or Telkom nazo zonke ezisiza ukuthi umphakathi usebenzeke.
We are living in a world whereby government has got other entities such as Eskom and Telkom so as to satisfy the needs of the people.
Kodwa uthola ukuthi mhlambe abantu mebefuna indawo ngilinganise nje indawo zasemakhaya bazoya enkosini imbeke ebese kuthi ikhansela kufanele provide ugesi kodwa uhulumeni ungenaso isiqinisekiso ukuthi lokho kuyaxhumana futhi kunohlelo oluhlelekile.
Now, in the area where I live, you'll find that when people want a place to stay, they'll go to Inkosi and ask for a place where they can build their own houses. But now the problem that is prevailing is that at the end of the day, these people need services and these services must be provided by the councillor. So for the mere fact that there is no cooperation between the government and Inkosi, that creates a problem for the people who are residing in that area.
Hence, when demarcating areas, the impact on the lives of the people living there should be taken into consideration.
Manje ke uma ngabe kuklanywa imingcele ke izidingo zabantu abahlala lapho kumele ke zikhunjulwe.
Lastly, punctual communication and a focus on positive outcomes are important factors to consider when addressing such issues.
Isikona ke izinto ezibalekile ezimele zibhekwe uma kuklanywa imingcele.
Number 13.
Right. Ngiyanibingelela etafuleni, nginibingelela ngeihlalo umama Levu lo khulumayo umama Levu.
I greet you all from the members of the committee according to their positions. Speaking is Mam Malevu,
Ohlala eBrighton ka Ward 36.
who resides in Brighton, Ward 36.
Ngisukumela abaholi abalaphi bendabuko.
I am standing representing the traditional healers.
Besicela usizo uthi singasizakala kanjani ukuthi sikwazi ukuthola indawo
We are requesting assistance as to how we can get some land
esingase sikwazi ukutshala kuyona amakhambi endabuko.
that we can use to grow or plant natural herbs.
Ngoba sifundela kona ukutshala amakhambi endabuko
Because we are being trained and we are being trained for that specific reason to plant or grow natural herbs.
Sifundela eBria Center, ehholo lakamasipala,
We are-
ngemuva nje kweShoprite lesikhona.
We are being trained at Bria Center in the municipal hall just behind the ShopRite.
Besingathokoza ke umasipala engase asithize asilekelele sikwazi ukuthola indawo la sotshala khona.
We would be very happy if the municipality would assist us by giving us a piece of land that we could use to grow these natural herbs.
Okuningi ke njoba ngumhlali walapha eBrighton ngihlala ezindlini zeRDP.
As I am a resident of Brighton, living in an RDP house,
Kuningi okusihluphayo sihlushu sengicela ukungenelela nje kodwa ngeke ngisilule isikhathi eside.
there's quite a lot that affects us. I'd just like to go into it a bit, but I won't take long.
Sihlushwa uma ngabe kunethile imvula amanzi avela angene ezindlini agcwale.
If there are rains, the water would just come in the house and fill it up.
Kuphinde nemigwaqo yethu idabukile.
And our roads are affected.
Kuphinde nala emgwaqeni ugesi asinawo.
And also the fact that we do not have electricity.
Sisenkingeni kakhulu kodwa sengizocela ukuthi ngiphele ngoba isikhathi esihambile ngiyabonga.
We are having quite a problem. I'd like to end here because it's been a long time. Thank you.
We are noting that people are siqaphela uba engathi senidiniwe ngohlobo eli ningxola ngalo yenza singabava abantu abathethayo.
We are noting that it seems like you are now tired. The way the noise levels are up, it makes it impossible to hear the speakers.
Sizawuphinda sithathe ezinye izandla.
We will take other hands.
Asizova aba bangafuniyo.
We will not listen.
Ukhona umuntu opha ngemva esekudala ephakamisa. Iza number 1.
We will not listen to those who do not want
Number
us
2.
to. Number 1.
Siyacela kaloku. We said we are coming here to listen to people.
Siyacela sithe size lapho kuzolalela nina.
Ungu number 3 lo. Lokho ngapha. Kuyabonakala kuba this is the last round.
Clearly,
So-
this is the last round.
But like I'm saying, it's not us who must close you out. So let's take these 3 people who are here.
Njengoba sengishilo nje akusiko thina kufanele sinixoshe kodwa asithathe laba bathathu asebelapha phambi kwethu.
Number 1.
Ungaqala ke, but
Angibingelele emphakathini,
Greetings to everyone.
ngibingelele kubo bonke abakhona ngokwezihlalo zabo ngokuhlukahlukana kwazo.
Greetings to everyone according to your positions.
Ya, sihlalo ngiyabonga ithuba osiphe lona.
Chairperson, thank you very much for the opportunity you've given us.
Why we are rising?
Kungani ke ngiphakeme sihlalo?
Okokuqala mhlambe nguze ngaphambi kokuthi ngene emaphuzwini ami ngibonga ukuthi le session ibe khona.
Firstly, before I say whatever I want to say, Chairperson, let me thank you very much for this session.
Siphinde ke sibeke ukukhalaza kwethu lokho ngicabanga ukuthi abanye bakubekile ngaphambilini kokungabi khona kwe demarcation board per se, because ziningi vese izinto
Let me
ezinye
also-
zizogcina zikugudla siyaxolisa ukuthi mhlambe kwesinye isikhathi abanye baphumile endleleni sakhuluma ngalokho okungekho relevant. I will try ukuthi ngibe closer to that.
Let me also indicate or say that we apologize for blaming you for some of the things like the non-presence of the Demarcation Board, because in one way or the other, that is going to, touch you, and yet these things do not fall on your purview per se, but we apologize for that.
Yeah. Okokuqala sihlalo indaba yama demarcations ukuthi enziwa kangaki, how regular ama intervals awo. Kuthina isikhathi esiningi ngeke kwaba inkinga.
The time frame with regards to
The intervals of
with,
how
with
often
regard to
the
the
demarcations are going to
intervals
be made.
of demarcations, that does not have an impact on us that much.
Inkinga la ilala khona ukuthi ama actual implications of the demarcations when they are done.
Inkinga ke ukuthi ile ebangwa yiwo lemingcele noma ilukhanywa kwemingcele okunomthelela othize ezimpilweni zethu.
Inkinga yethu ke sibona ngazi ukuthi okusuke kuwundoqo primary at the core or yama demarcations iyalahleka.
Now the problem, which is the core of this demarcation, is the one that we are losing.
One, umungabe uzolandela ukuthi thina si South Africa sifuna ukuba ne cohesion and so forth. Sifuna ne diversity phakathi. Kodwa uma ubheka ama demarcations egcineni kwawo uwabona ehenza into ethi ayaphikisana nalewo mgomo.
Now, the main problem with these demarcations as South Africans, if you look at the issue of diversion and whatever, the diversity, you will notice that these demarcations, in a way, create a conflict on the aims thereof.
Yeah. One, umubheka kuma demarcations mayenziwa as consult. Bekubeni constitution yethu ithi must consult. Mina ngaza seshintshwe kangaki ngangikhona ngo94 ngikhona kumanje balaka ama elections asabe khona. Angaze nje ngiyithole nje ngisesithangamini la kukhulunywa khona ama demarcations azongithinta.
Now, Chairperson, if you can recall very well, ever since there were democratic elections in South Africa, there have been a number of demarcations that have been conducted. But the unfortunate part is that I've never been consulted in terms of demarcations.
So, in essence ke sithi ke sihlalo ukusuka manje kuyaphambili.
Now,
The
what we
board
are saying,
ezongena.
Chairperson, is that from now onwards, the new board
Umsebenzi wayo uyobe ngawuqedile uma ngabe ithi imizokwenza ama demarcations ingeze kuthina mphakathi ezothinteka.
it would have not done its job if it does not consult with the people or the community that will be affected by those boundaries or demarcations.
Yeah, kodwa kasifuni ke leyo kudlula kuthiwa sidlulile emphakathini ukuthika ama boxes.
We
We
don't
want
want,
effective communication and consultation.
we don't want the tick box exercise. We want something that has got an impact on our lives as people residing in these areas.
Enye izinkinga ohlangabezana nayo uma usubhekisise kahle ngokwemingcele ngizothinta example later on. Uma ubhekisisa ngokwezinto zemingcele mengabe zenziwa kugcina kuaffecta kalento ekuthiwa ama states mangabe enziwe ward mase kuthiwa ke iward umthethwayo ama earnings ayo akuphi kwesinye isikhathi iyona into eba inkinga.
One problem when demarcation is being done, you find that the issue of earnings gets affected according to statistics when demarcation is being done.
Lokho ke mase kwenzekile kuba khona ne knock-on effect.
When
Kothinta nokunye.
when that has been done, it then has what we call a knock-on effect in terms of other things.
Angeke ngenzeke nanku umzampolo.
Let me make an example.
Umuya eChesterville eWard 24 umfowethu ongaphambili
When you
kweWhite.
go to Chesterville in Ward 24,
Sifike sibe neWestville engale kwa freeway
we have Chesterville across the freeway.
and Westville across the freeway. It's Chesterville this side and Westville across.
It's Chesterville on the other side and across is Westville.
Lezi ndawo zombili zihlanganisiwe. Uma uzobheka laba yabake zambana kaPondo laba abampofu ongantweni.
If you look across, you'll notice that these people across the freeway, they are rich and those on the other side are poor.
Uma ngabe usuya kwi-Department of Education eyazi kahle ukuthi Chesterville obani abahlala kuyona ongantweni. Ithi mayiseke isiyenza lento yama-quantiles, i-quantization. Ibe sisithatha ke sisibeka esimeni sabantu base-Westville. So kusho ukuthi ama-benefits esinawo asasiwona awala ongantweni.
This, if one were to make an example, the Department of Education groups schools according to quantiles. Now, when they are doing this exercise, you find that these poor people who stay in Chesterville, they are affected by Chesterville, whereby there are rich people who reside there. Now, that affects or that has got a negative effect on the Chesterville residents.
On the other hand, uphinde uphuce nalaba abelinye ibala abamhlophe abangale uma ngabe ikhansela lise Chesterville ngoba bayasaba ukuze Chesterville abezukuya ekhanseleni so kama services abezukwathola kwikhansela labo.
This also has got a knock-on effect on the people who reside in Chesterville. Because if their councillor is in
Chesterville.
in Chesterville, the people from Westville will be afraid to go to Chesterville.
Ngoba bazothi ke iChesterville inomlando.
Because they will say Chesterville has got its own history.
Yes. On the other hand, sesiyagoqa mathatha amaphuzu sengigoqa. Ngokwesinye isandla ke mfowethu une Chesterville eno freeway ngale abantu bakhona uyibeke kamnandi wathi u4 kilometers akusiwona u4 kilometers njengoba kuno freeway kusho ukuthi ayikho transport direct eya e-office le councillor for labantu base Chesterville kusho ukuthi funeka agibele itaxi aye edrobheni abese thatha itaxi edrobheni abuye eze la ku council uma seqedile arane leyo run u15 rands per trip. So kusho ukuthi u4 taxis uzobala ku 60 rand ungantweni lo. Uyobika nje amanzi ukuthi use frustrated akayitholi service kwagesi or emanzini manje uyele nje ufuna spend 60 rand akanawo nokuthi akhokhele lawo manzi.
So, Chairperson, another problem that is created by this issue of boundaries. You find that a person who stays
Abantu bathi ixesha lakho liphelile.
Isihlalo sengu 2 minutes.
Number two, makaye kwatete.
Through you, Chair, the lady would request to sit down. She says she has a back pain.
No, that's fine.
Kuthiwa kulungile mama ngikhuluma uhlelo.
Isondezeni apha kuye.
Greetings.
Member of the Parliament, no, Recommende Wong, endlini.
Asizomva uba siyangcono.
Oh, did sanibonani member of the Parliament? nabo bonke endlini abantu.
Greetings to the members of parliament and everyone in the house.
Mina ke ndingena la ezimali
I am in directly into the issues of money.
ndingena la kuzabelo mali.
I go straight to the budgets.
Bengicela ubuza ukuthi izabelo mali zihamba kanjani?
I would like to ask how budgets are done.
Stella simamele anikeva ngoba uzawuthini ngebudget. Sicela simamele please.
Ndithola ukuthi imali ziyabiwa.
I hear that monies are being distributed.
Zibelwe zishonele kubalwe nje indawo zasemakhaya.
They are distributed in all directions. They even include rural areas.
Kodwa ekugcineni kosuku uthola ukuthi lezo mali ayifikanga zonke lapho ebezabelwa khona.
But at the end of the day, you find that those monies do not reach the destinations that they were supposed to go to.
Manje ndifuna nami kunazisa ukuthi nathi endaweni yethu imali yezabelwa sikayitholi.
I would like to let you know or inform you that in our area, we have not received our budget as yet.
Ziye zafika izabelo mali khona la ekhaya.
There were budget discussions here.
Zabiwa izimali la ekhaya imali 48 billion.
There were budget sort of discussions, and there was 48 billion rands that was set aside.
Zabiwa izimali kwasho ukuthi thina singaphandle eBrighton singaphandle.
When these budgets were done, it seems like we as people from Brighton were left outside.
Indawo yapasa ngu-134 lapha eKenville u-134 angithi Kenville iKenville yapasa.
Oh, it looks like it was only 134 at Kenville that was passed.
But zange balithole nayo zange bayithole lo mali.
They also did not receive that money.
Kwaphinda kwafika futhi izabelo mali kwazobiwa futhi.
Then there were other budgets as well.
Yapasa iKenville thina sangaphandle always.
Kenville passed, we did not pass as always.
But zange zifika again izimali.
Again, those monies did not reach the community.
Ingakho ndizobuza ukuthi ngaba zihamba kanjani izabelo mali.
That's why I'm here to ask as to how exactly do these budgets go.
Kusho ukuthi okunye kanti noba kufanele ndikuvezele.
I'm not sure whether I should also speak on the other issues.
Njengalapha kuthi neBrighton ngoba thina sayithola imali kubelungu eyokwakha.
Like us at Brighton, we did receive some funding from some white people to build.
But azange kwakhiwa izindlu ezi-right.
But they did not build proper houses.
Bakha one-room
houses.
But izimali zazikhona zakhishwa zaze zantathu.
But the funds were there. They had been given funds for around 3 times.
But sakhelwa one-room on a toilet.
But we were given one room with a toilet and electricity and water.
Manje sacela njengoba lokhuza ukuthi izabelo mali zifika always siyabhala ukuthi masibhale sicele again kodwa mafika izabelo mali singaphandle.
Every time there are budgets, we are requested to write. We do all that, but when the budgets are actually delivered, we are left outside. Thank you.
Siyabulela. Number 3.
Sanibona uthobela Nshandu usuke wa 61 uThongathi.
Ngokugqibela, please, let's allow him. He's the last one.
Uthobela Nshandu from uThongathi wa 61.
I am Tobelani Shandu from Otongati, Ward 61.
Bena ngizocela iboard ingibhekele indlela ehlukanise ngayo lapha eWard 61.
I also request the board to also take into consideration the way or the manner they've demarcated Ward 61.
Lapha sinomgwaqo ongaphansi kwa 1 kilometer okuthiwa uPlain Street.
There we've got a road that is less than a kilometer, which is called Plain Street.
Kulapha kuloya mgwaqo loyana kuhlukaniswe kathathu. Kusekushuthi sekunamakhansela awu3.
That road has been divided into 3, which means the very same road belongs to 3 councillors.
Lokhu kudida kakhulu abantu abakhona lapha endaweni.
That confuses the local people.
Ngoba u61, u58, u62 kusemgwaqeni owodwa.
Because Ward 61, Ward 58 and Ward 62, they are in one road.
Abantu bagcine sebengazi ukuthi bengaxhumana nalephi ikhansela mawuthi khona izinto abayidingayo.
People end up not knowing as to which councillor should consult if they've got needs.
Zo4 indawo ekhishiwe kwiwadi yethu kodwa kwase kwaedwa ezinye indawo.
There are 4 places that were removed from our ward, but they were taken into other wards.
Isehlisile isibalo sewadi yethu futhi singajabula kakhulu mawukuthi izinto ingabuyela kuward 61 njengoba de kunjalo wasekuqaleni.
Would appreciate if those people who were removed from Ward 61 should be taken back again as it was before.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you very much.
Nansi ke indlela ebheka phambili.
Here is the way forward.
Let's thank everybody who made inputs.
Asibonge wonke umuntu owenze igalelo.
We noted all your inputs.
Yonke imbono yenu sibhale phansi.
Those that spoke to the bill.
Labo ke abakhulume babhekisa kulomthetho sivivinyo.
And those that talked about demarcation board issues.
Nalabo ke abakhulume ngezinto ezithinta demarcation board.
We indicated to you that there are going to be public hearings.
Sishilo kini ukuthi akhona amanye ama public hearings aseza
to be conducted by the demarcation board.
Lawo ma public hearings ke wona azobe aphethwe ke I demarcation board.
Lamhlekazi ke besithi nathi kufuneka sibekho xa I demarcation board ilapha ayikho mthethweni lonto.
So to the gentleman who said that when the demarcation board comes here, we should also be present, that is not legal.
The demarcation board is independent.
The demarcation board is mele.
And their decision is going to be final.
Futhi ke inqumo zabo zizoba final.
All we can encourage is to say to everybody, let's put our ears on the ground. When they come here, you can only influence them by telling them what is your experience of demarcation.
Esingakusho nje futhi sinikhuthaze ukuthi sicela ukuthi nilalele ukuthi demarcation board izoza nini endaweni yenu, nina yini ekufanele nize kulowo mhlangano, kube yini enibatshelayo zonke lezifiso zenu ukuthi nicela ukuthi benzeni uma baklama le ndawo enihlala kuzo.
We said they would be here between July and September.
Sithe bazoba lapha phakathi kuka July no September.
And the communication would be with the municipality.
Futhi ke konke lokhu nizokuzwa ngomasipala.
And there are also service delivery issues that have been raised here.
kunezikhalo ke zezinsiza ekufanele ziye emphakathini eziphakanyiswe lapha.
We are a portfolio committee
Thina siyi portfolio committee
that also has responsibility to conduct oversight over the executive.
umsebenzi wethu ke ukuthi nathi sikwazi phela ukuthi uqapha iexecutive ukuthi nayo iyawenza umsebenzi wayo.
We have been taking notes and all matters that are relevant to the national executive led by the president would be raised with the relevant ministers.
Manje ke zonke lezikhalo zenu ebenizisho ezibhekiswe noma eziqondene ne-executive sizozithatha thina sizinikeze umongameli. Umongameli ke yena uye ozozithatha lezo ikhalo zenu azinikeze ongqongqoshe abafanele.
Equally, the premier of the province and MECs, matters related to what they are supposed to do would be raised with them.
Nezinto ke kufanele ngabe zenziwe umeya namakhansela enu nazo sizozithatha sibanikeze sithi ke abavele nezixazululo zale inkinga enizivezile.
Not mayor, I said premier and MECs.
Upremier undunankulu kanye ke no nama MEC enu.
And lastly, all matters related to council would be referred to the executive mayor and council for action.
Ekugcineni ke zonke izinto ezithinta iCouncil nazo zizobhekiswa kusodolobha wenu namakhansela ukuthi ke nabo bazixazulule lezo inkinga.
But already we have indicated that we expect you, those who are complaining about time, we expect you to make submissions before the 29th of August. I will now ask the secretary of the portfolio committee to come forward, give you all the email address, contact numbers, and what you should do.
Sinzwile ke abaningi benu bebakhala nesikhathi manje ke sesizofika emaphathelweni ohlelo lwethu. Into engizoyenza manje ngizobiza unobhala wale committee ukuthi ke azonikeza i-email address nenombolo ukuze konke lokhu eningakushongo la nikubhale phansi nikubhekise kulo le committee.
And announcements.
Futhi ke okunye azakwenza uzokwenza imemezelo.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody.
Ngiyabonga ngiyanibingelela nonke.
The closing date for submissions is 29 August 2023.
Ukuvalwa ke kwezinto enzobe nizithumela kuyobe kumhla ka 29 August ngo2023.
The submissions must be addressed to the chairperson.
Manje ke zonke iziphakamiso zenu enizobe nizenza nizibhale phansi nizobe niziqondisa kusihlalo wethu
Honorable FD Kasa.
umhlonishwa uFD Xasa.
And it can be emailed to the following address.
Futhi ke ningabhalela kule email elandelayo
imdab@parliament.gov.za.
I-email ke ithi imdab@parliament.gov.za. Ngicela ukuyiphinda ithi imdab@parliament.gov.za.
And if you have any queries, you can contact Shireen Kasim.
Kanti ke futhi uma ngabe mhlambe unezikhalo ungaxhumana nonobhala walo le committee okuuye lo okhulumayo uSherin Kasim
On 083 709 8533.
kule nombolo ke aqeda ukisho ethi 083 709 8533. Ngicela ukuyiphinda. It is 083 709 8533.
The committee also has prepared something to eat for everybody. So if you can stay seated, and then officials from Parliament will direct you to where to pick up the parcel. Thank you very much.
Manje ke ikomiti inlungisele okuya ngasethunjini, niyacelwa ke ukuthi nihlale nje laphansi izikhulu ezivele eParliament zizonilethela la nihleli khona okuya ngasethunjini. Siyabonga.
The session is adjourned officially. Thank you very much.
Umhlangano ke usuvalwe ngokusemthethweni. Siyabonga.